All right, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, good afternoon. We're just going live right now as we speak. Let me refresh my page. Let me let me see here. Hold on one second, ladies and gentlemen. As you come in, I know it's Easter Sunday. Let's have a little fun here today. We gotta, I never knew who's gonna join us. Hold on. We're gonna talk about a few things I got yesterday. Like I said, the small world. As you guys come in, hit the like button or the share button. It's a small world. Yesterday, while I was in the ER emergency room, for those who don't know, I dislocated my knee yesterday. On top of everything I got going on, I missed a step, and my knee popped out. And the reason why my knee popped out because my leg is right. What the doctor told me. I'm paraphrasing that my knee is very unstable. My ligaments because I have a hold on. Did I do the right thing? I have a rod in my knee. I have a rod in my knee. You know what I mean? My knee is crazy. That's why I used to tease Maya when she was younger. Maya, take your ass to bed. Every time she go, my knee, daddy, my knee. I used to tease her about that shit. But so the ligaments and tendons and stuff haven't quite yet healed. So it takes a while for that stuff to mesh together because I have a rod that goes from my knee all the way down to my ankle. So anyway, I was coming down the stairs yesterday and I missed a step and literally my knee popped out. It looked crazy, sounded the craziest, and looked crazy. I thought I broke whatever the hell they put in there again, but it popped out and went back in. But so I was in the emergency room yesterday, I believe I was in there for a long ass time. They had to reach out to the doctor, then they had to look at the x-rays and this, that, and the other, see if I had to get another surgery that night. Crazy, you know what I mean? So and I already got to get another surgery, but on top of what this shit just happened, so a lot of stuff. So anyway, well, in the emergency room yesterday, I met a gentleman who shout out again. We give him another shout out. His name was Gregory. Small world. He said, "Oh, next gen 720." He said he's a fan of the channel. He said he likes Neffs. Neffs is a savage. He was talking about D-bats and this, that, and the other. He said, "Next gen, you got to stop being so hard on the Switch. It's a great console. I got my Switch with me right now, and I'm playing your favorite game, Mortal Kombat." He had Mortal Kombat on the Switch, and I got to see it yesterday up close and personal. Even gave me a chance to play a little bit of it. I don't like the if you ever you got to switch the buttons. I probably played a little better for me if I had a pro controller, but that's neither here or there. People have been talking about the visuals of the Mortal Kombat 11 on the Switch, and I have to admit right now it looks like ass. So Baron, I don't know what you're talking about. And then on top of that, like I said, I had nothing but time on my hand yesterday. Someone had showed a comparison video, picture, on Mortal Kombat 9 on the PlayStation 3 versus Mortal Kombat 11 on the Nintendo Switch. And Mortal Kombat on the PS3 looks 20 times better than what's on the Switch. Like, it looks crazy, you know what I mean? But we're going to talk about that. Like I said, we're going to talk about Mortal Kombat, period. Like I said, I did a video yesterday on the leaked DLC. Shout out to my brother AP the Shooter, you know what I mean? Hey, the Ruham, what's going on, the Ruham? Do me a favor, I seen your message yesterday on the thing. This time you see me messages, and send me a direct message right now and put your address and shit in, and I'll send you a shirt out probably Tuesday or something, good brother. No, Neth.
What's up?
Do me a favor while I'm posting the link. Do me shout anybody out in the chat, please, for me, good brother.
Yeah, what's up, Dave 3, AP the Shooter, who else 22, Bam Bam.
Shout out to him.
Bam Bam used to play Gears with us, didn't he?
No, I think that's Bam. Was that Bam? Def Jam Bam. Whatever.
I don't know. I remember we had someone named Bam Bam, so it's either Def Jam Bam or Bam Bam. But Bam, King Reaper 74G. Go Gert Fun, Dials NYC, Jordan 17.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody.
Who else has got here in the chat? Anyone else?
Listen, as you guys come in, hit the share button, put it on Twitter for me. Share it on Twitter. Share the tweet out. Like I said, we're gonna have a little fun here today. You know what I mean? A little fun, a little bit fun. I had something ringing in my ear. What the hell was that? Oh, somebody shared the stream. I'm not looking.
Shout out to New York Music for subscribing for 4 months.
Shout out to New York Music, you too. I've told you before. Inbox me right now, New York Music, so I can also send you a T-shirt, man. You know what I mean? It cost me $25. But it's neither here nor there. This is where me saying thank you for supporting me and my dog shit channel and platform. New York Music, do me a favor, just inbox me, private message me on here on Twitch or Twitter, or DM me on Twitter, or right here, and give me your name, your address, city. That's all I need. I need your street address, your city, zip code, and state. You know what I mean? And I'll send you one out probably Tuesday, Wednesday also. You know what I mean?
And Bam Bam, that is actually the person we used to play Gears with. He was one of our pro members, and we need to get back on Gears, Z. Like, Gears 5's coming up. We gotta get ready for that shit. Yeah, but AP the Shooter with the 50 bits, big homie, what's good? Nethos, what's good?
Shout out to brother AP the Shooter.
Nothing much, man. Just sitting back, looking at these YouTube streets, things looking a little spooky, but it's not the time to speak on that quite yet. What's up, Floyd Mayweather?
Hey, Floyd Mayweather, you too. Listen, I know I'm gonna go broke. Trust me, I'm gonna be in the hole, but fine, fuck it. Floyd Mayweather, inbox me your personal information, your street address, your city, your address and everything. If I can send you a T-shirt also, man. Send you. Hey, my brother AP the Shooter got his. It cost me $25, but fine. Hey, this is the T-shirt I'll send you guys. Or if you wanna go to my Redbubble or whatever one you want, but or you can have with me. But this is the Broadband Bullies one here. I'll send one out to you guys. Yeah, this is, I don't know if you guys can see it, but anyway, this is it. Yeah, this is it, bro. Yeah. I'll send you a T-shirt. You know what I mean? It's a way of me saying thank you again for supporting me in this shitty platform of mine. You know what I mean? But what's it? It's in here. It's got here. So anyway, there's been I say this week, or it's been heating up as far as gaming. You know what I mean? Next generation talk. Believe but already, right? We have a new generation upon us. You know what I mean? I'm excited. It can't get here soon enough, right? And believe it or not, this generation started in 2013, and my God, things have changed. Even as far as me, you know what I mean? Things have changed.
Yeah, you became the Pony King. Originally, you're the founder of the Church of Xbox. Z, what happened?
Well, just like with any religion which was man-made, and I gotta confess my sins right now on this Easter Sunday.
It's time to reflect.
Yeah, time to reflect. Yeah, let's just fuck it. We gonna start off with me reflecting. We gonna have some fun with this, right? You guys rocking out with me on a Sunday, man. Me reflecting, and again, this is me being honest. Like, I mean, we all have our preference. Like I said, I've always owned every console. You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? Always, they can see me growing up extremely spoiled. I had to do a lot of things that I did, but just follow what I'm saying here loosely. I'm not going to put too much out there. I'll partake in the family's business. So I'm going to leave it at that, right? But I've always got everything. I even had a TurboGrafx 16 growing up, and you don't know that was like a $600 console back then. The controllers were $200. I've always had everything. So even like as far as the Xbox, this generation starting, I got the Xbox and I got the PlayStation. The PlayStation came out November 13th, if I'm not mistaken, and the Xbox came out November 20th, a week apart. Got both systems. I've always, like I said, I've been a big fan of the Xbox. And this is coming from a guy that was a PlayStation 2 fan, a PlayStation 1 fan. With Xbox Live is what sold me. You know what I mean? Playing online, voice chat. And that wasn't, even though you did have, I think SOCOM did come with a headset. It wasn't mandatory. It was dial-up AOL. Online gaming was sold for me. Even as far as now, like, man, I'm more of a vocal social type game. I like to talk, pop shit. You know what I mean? That's why I'd rather go live than actually doing a video. That's just me, right? And so, that would make me an Xbox fan. You know what I mean? So, and then after the other years, I became invested into the ecosystem. So it was no brainer for me going from 360 into the Xbox One, that being my primary platform of choice at the time, right? And then they had games that I liked, even, Panzer Dragon, I was a huge fan of that, but that one sucked. That was trash, the one that launched out for it. But Killer Instinct, I was very ecstatic, believe it or not. You guys know me, I like fighters. I haven't played Killer Instinct in years. Actually, I even have Killer Instinct for the Super Nintendo. I got one too around here somewhere. Huge fan. I was happy they was bringing that back. And that's another story that I broke here on my dog shit channel that, before, I talked about that about 5 months before it came out. But anyway, so Killer Instinct, then he had games like Rise, and then the fact that they say, hey, we invested $1 billion in the gaming. You know my rhetoric, you know what I mean? And we got to be fair, we got to call a spade a spade. Sony didn't really have anything, in my opinion, for the first 3 years. I give you Bloodborne, and they had The Last of Us remastered, but they were riding high on indies and having the better version of the multiplats. Sony didn't throw things into hyperdrive until about Uncharted. Was Uncharted, then they followed Uncharted with Horizon Zero Dawn. Then of course we got God of War. I'm talking about the big ones. Now you had little other games like Neo and not really my thing, but those were good fellas for those that like those type of games. Spider-Man, and then but what the changing point for me, direction for me, I'm gonna be honest with you, is when I saw Sony's E3 2016. Doing BGST is a classic show, you know what I mean? And what I give credit where credit is due, right? And I've always said that. I said the problem about Microsoft's E3s, and you probably said, is that I know what I'm going to get before I come. I'm going to see a Gears of Forza and Halo. You know what I mean? And I had to start again crapping them out for their damage controlling because you know what I mean. Well, see, that's not like Microsoft. Microsoft's not going to show you a game that's going to come out 5 years from now and be postponed. And it's not about games being delayed. Let me say this for again, because now they're trying to change their tone, but we're going to have fun with this. It's not about games being delayed, because that's just the nature of the business. I don't have a problem about games being delayed. But on the Xbox thing, big games such as Fable, Legends, and Scalebound, those games were canceled. And and we didn't have anything to replace those games. So games being delayed and games being canceled was two separate things. You know what I mean? So, Sony's going to show you games that's going to come out 5 years from now. And I remember even Moochie going back, what are you talking about? But I don't have a problem with companies showing games that's going to come out in the future to get us hyped about, investing into this platform. And I didn't understand how these guys can argue why now, because I guess they picked at Microsoft with a negative life. Wow, well, it's cool. I don't want to see games that's coming out 5 years from now. And this is what they were saying to me. You know what I mean? You guys know the story. So I'm like, oh, no. But little by little, I say, no. Listen, I've always called, Microsoft out for the shit that I did was like crazy shit. Like I wasn't a big fan of Play Anywhere. Even though some people saying next year you were the biggest Xbox fanboy. Whatever, cool, right? And again, I believed in them and their quote unquote their future of the gaming. But then it came a point where I'm not getting anything new. I've never been sold on Sea of Thieves. My last, Rush of Hope of game that I was looking forward to from Microsoft was State of Decay 2. And that was a disaster. You know what I mean? And I just go back, like, then we haven't had a new game announcement in like 3 years. Like, you know what I mean? What the hell's the problem? And then Sony, and God of War, Spider-Man, and Ghost of Tsushima came out of nowhere. That wasn't even showed it. You know what I mean? That came out of nowhere. That's another goddamn game. And I was like, oh, man, like, what the hell is Microsoft doing? Then we get the damage control about, Microsoft had to fix the power narrative, and I ain't gonna keep going back in that story. Even D last night tried to say that Phil didn't listen for the umpteenth time, and this is coming from Redmond. You can believe what you want. The X was paid for in 2012. You know what I mean? And for the umpteenth time again, Phil is not even a hardware guy. He's also said this. You know what I mean? And what's in the X, I'm going to keep it funky with you, is nothing. There was no Ryzen and none of that shit. So the shit could have came out in 2016. More or less, they can, put out a 6T flop console in 2016 if need be. You know what I mean? Just keeping it all the way a buck. But that's neither here or there. And then, Phil's messaging, you know what I mean? It just rubbed me all the wrong way, pause. You know what I mean? And I just wasn't a fan of, the way that they were, quote unquote, going about handling business, on the business side of things, you know what I mean? And it's all fanboy banter, console war. I get it, you know what I mean? But there was, even to me, it wasn't Phil being practical, because let's be honest with you, right? And we got to call a spade a spade. When BGST, when it was at the height of its popularity, it's always been a fanboy show. When Aaron Greenberg and Mike Ybarra, those guys, feel to come by in the chat, yet, mention there's always been a fanboy podcast, Xbox fanboy podcast, right? For him to even say, and what even started my journey was the same as being more or less of a, just gearing my channel for Xbox, because I felt like the Xbox wasn't getting a fair shake. Sony get away with murder, but that's neither here. They're not going to just talk about biased media. Some things, let's be honest, some things was just, what I mean? Even the whole 1080p to 900p, it's cool. Microsoft, Fuck them. You'll never sacrifice the specs of your console to include a peripheral that may or may not take on that they didn't even support. But I always said this, and I'm gonna say this again. I always thought it was very crazy for console gamers to be arguing about resolution. I'm keeping it funky. I'm gonna say this again. I can't tell the difference from native 1080p or upscale 1080p. I don't think nobody can. I'm just being honest with you. Because even when IGN came out and they gave the nod to what was it, Call of Duty Ghosts? What was it, Call of Duty Ghosts or whatever that came out in 2013? They gave the nod to the PlayStation 4 version because it was in 1080p, and the Xbox version was 720p. But both versions were 720p. The PlayStation version did become 1080p to after launch to a patch. So you know what I mean. Like I said, it is what it is. So just being a gamer in the core of what I like. I understand streaming is the future and maybe the way to go. But I'm gonna say this again. What's appealing to me, and I just like the overall the games, because we can talk about the PlayStation 5 and Sony coming out and confirming some specs, and Microsoft countering that, saying, and again, I heard this before in the DMs. I did a video about it, about them having saying we hit the world's most powerful console. It probably will be more powerful next generation. The X probably will be more powerful than the PlayStation 5 or whatever it's going to be called. But it's all about the games. Like, what do you like? Let me pay the bills right quick, and then I want to get your take on that. What you got?
Yeah, I think Floyd Mayweather has like one of those magic balls, because I am agreeing with everything he's saying in this one. For 50 bits, he says, here's what I think Microsoft will show at E3. Halo Infinite, Gears 5, Ori 2, Battletoads, a bunch of indies, Minecraft, a Sea of Thieves update, Ninja Theory's new game teaser. Maybe you'll see something about Fable, new studio announcements, Cyberpunk, Dying Light 2, Star Wars Jedi, the new one from Respawn. Some hardware talk. Maybe they announced that the next generation's coming. And other games from perhaps EA, because I don't think EA is doing a show at E3 this year.
So
something near it, though. But he's asking, am I pretty spot on with that prediction? And I gotta say, more or less is what I do expect from the E3. You expect Halo, Gears, maybe not Forza, but maybe Fable, Ninja Theory's new game, a bunch of indies, and some multiplats like Dying Light 2, the Star Wars game, and maybe something else from EA.
Okay. Ninja Theory's new game is going to be I believe it's going to be multiplayer, because they've been working on that before Microsoft acquired them.
If that is the case, that is a huge L.
Yeah. Well, it depends, though. I don't think they'll show it at E3 if it's just going to be a multiplat anyways.
I think
like for example, what was it Obsidian's new game? They showed that at the Game Awards because that was a multiplat.
Well, if it, they're gonna need, how you say, filler. They're gonna need listen, here's the thing. Like Microsoft, and I don't think they get it, or maybe they just don't get it. Like, they no longer know what we want. Even they're just out of step and out of tune. Even the Xbox SAD, the acronyms, and the pricing of a $250 console. I don't even know how much does an Xbox One S cost right now. What is the
roughly $200?
Yeah,
roughly $200, right? So how can you release a discless console, $250, right? And the selling point for the Xbox One S is the 4K Blu-ray player, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. It was.
You remove that console should have came out and been $179.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. All they really did, they didn't change anything besides literally took out the this thing, like, and just that's
they
it.
They didn't even shrink it or anything either. It's the same size.
The funny part?
Charging people more money for it. And I'm
on the dashboard, they got the S for $250 though. So that's crazy. If you look at it.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, like Microsoft's just out of tune, like, you know what I mean, when it comes to things.
Oh shit, AP the Shooter with the 50 bits. I went to GameStop to put some more bread on Days Gone, the collectors. That's right, he's getting the collector's edition, folks. And right now, they made me take a copy of the receipt because they are worried about people stealing them because it sold out so fast. I think this game is going to surprise a lot of people and sell pretty well and have a good Metacritic score. And the Xbox are going to need a IV because of it.
Well, I mean, I know.
No, I kind of agree with him though. I think Days Gone is gonna be the surprise hit from Sony. 'Cause remember when they first showed it to Digital Foundry or whatever? And let's be honest, the game looked really bad back then. Like the alpha footage or whatever, the game was not looking good. But it looks like they really did polish up the game. Sony's apparently sending a lot of copies to retailers, so they are confident on this game. And honestly, I think it will score within the 80s, like well within the 80s.
But I think only people. I'm not saying only, but I liked when they showed it at what it was. No, it wasn't E3. What the hell did they show that game at? Was it they showed it E3 or did they showed it when they debuted the PS4 Pro in 2016? I didn't. See, so you guys look at it from the PC with PC eyes, and I, you know what I mean, the frames. I was blown away then when they showed it. You know what I mean? But somebody we know, who the hell we know that played it? Who the hell do we know? We know somebody that played the damn game. But anyway, they were saying that one of the things they didn't like about the game that you paid too much attention to detail to the bike. The bike was like Ellie in The Last of Us 2, you know, upgrading the motorcycle and shit. That was one of the things that I heard, and like I said, dumb AI or whatever the case may be. But that was one of the things they were saying that they didn't like about the game was that it paid too much attention to the, you know, upgrading, fine-tuning your motorcycle. But the motorcycle, I guess, plays a big role inside the game, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, for example, I like my horse in Red Dead Redemption 2, so, I mean, if it's like that or whatever, I probably won't have a problem with it. But the Rad Brad, who's a big Let's Player, he says he played the game, and honestly, it gave him The Last of Us chills.
Yeah, he has it already, you know what I mean? Actually, like I said, the mom and pop stores in my hood, they you know, like I said, they don't stick to street dates. Yeah. They, you know, they automatically, you know what I mean, sell them as they get them.
But speaking about GameStop, I actually forgot to mention this, but GameStop's starting a new policy, at least with Days Gone, which is you can return the game at full retail price within 48 hours.
Yeah. Well, that's, you know, well, here's the thing. This is the, you know, I mean, I don't have any love for GameStop. I guess they're trying to mend their horrible, wicked ways. I don't trade games. I'm not knocking those that do.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? That makes no sense to me that I just bought a game to say Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I paid $65 for it, right? And I said I beat it in a week. I turn it back. You're going to give me $15 to $20 for it, but you're going to resell it for $55? To me, it was just a principality. I never, like, no, fuck that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, you know, I always hated that about, you know, GameStop, and never been a big fan of them. Even started this generation, and me again being a big Xbox fanboy, they would stop taking pre-orders on the Xbox because Microsoft was pushing this all digital format, which again, you know what I mean, I was a fan of because you know what, the DRM, let's just dive into a little bit. The DRM, you know, Microsoft had backlash for the DRM, right? And every console, whether the Switch, Wii U, anything you buy digital is going to have DRM, right? Yeah. Always online, and I didn't even have a problem with that. I don't. And again, we talking about buying a next generation console, and who the hell buys a next generation console is not going to be online? You know what I mean? But let's talk about it. So you know, you would have, which I like, because right now just about everything that I get is digital. You will have to put the game in, you know, just one time, the disc, and you unlock the key, the license, and it downloads to the actual box itself, and you don't need to put the disc in. We
basically have DRM boxes with the Xboxes anyways, because in order to put that thing on the offline mode, you had to be online in the first place to do it.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Things are DRM boxes anyways. I'll be honest, if I'm offline, one of the last few things I'm thinking about is gaming. Like, I remember I lost power the other week, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't gaming when I lost power.
Nah, no.
Let me tell you. I didn't hop on the Switch or anything. I was like, fuck, I lost power.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, but I like the fact that I could have put dealing with this, put the game in one time and unlock and be done with it. But if I wanted to trade the game in, this is what I liked about the thing more than anything, is that when you wanted to go to GameStop, it's not that you couldn't trade your games, is that GameStop was forced to give the developer a portion of the money. You know what I mean? And again, we had a few companies that went belly up this generation. You know what I mean? And games are expensive to make, and that's why we still get the same cookie cutter type games, and companies are scared to take risks. You know what I mean? Because they're scared they're not going to get the financial, the reward back. Here's the thing. GameStop put out this rhetoric. They said, you know what? We put $2 billion back into the gaming industry, which is not true, because when you walk inside GameStop and say if you're going to buy Assassin's Creed, right? And this is the only business I know that does this. Not only is Activision, EA, Konami all competing against each other, lobbying for a lot of dollars, they're also competing against the motherfucker that's selling their product. Because you can walk and you're not guaranteed to buy a new game. You can buy Assassin's Creed Odyssey for $55, and Ubisoft then gets none of that money, right? And not saying I'm a beating heart for the developers, but it is a business. They don't get any of that money. That goes all into GameStop, pocket, and they still have servers, this, that, and the other. And like I said, it wasn't, especially for smaller companies. You know what I mean? Like I said, it wasn't really cool to me. You know what I mean? And that's why I applaud companies like who did Cuphead? What's the name of that guy? What's the name?
Studio MD, something like that.
Yeah, they even had to refinance my man to refinance his home. Microsoft, you're an asshole for that. But you know what I mean, doing something new, something unique. You know what I mean? That's why these games are few and far in between, because they're scared. You know what I mean? Not everybody's an EA. You can't suck up the loss. You know what I mean? You got EA, you got Activision, you got Ubisoft. That's probably about the biggest three. You know what I mean? EA, Activision, Ubisoft, and Rockstar. Take-Two. You know what I mean? That's everybody else is not that big. You know what I mean? So it's like I said, either hit or miss, and one bad selling game can cut off their lights. Like look at Platinum Games. Now, even like they're highly critically acclaimed for whatever if you like the games or not. But it was always a drive to meet the sales quota, if that's what keeps the lights on for them, and you know what I mean, and keep them going. So now they've been bought by a company. They don't even have to be Microsoft, that they can just sit back and create. Now I hope Microsoft is going in and fucking with these people, let them do what they do. That's why I'm excited to see what they make with some money behind them. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Like how do you feel about that? You know what I mean? This I don't know if you're a fan of their work. Like I liked Heavenly Sword. I didn't really care for. What's the last?
You talking about Ninja Theory?
Yeah, I didn't like the last game though. To be honest, with wasn't enough action, too much walking around. It was very pretty. The sound was nice. But I was looking for more of like a hack and slash, like Heavenly Sword or God of War, and that game wasn't that. Not saying it wasn't bad, but I thought it was going to be the spiritual successor to Heavenly Sword, which it wasn't. But visuals and sound, and you know what I mean. I guess it was top notch. I guess she was suffering from schizophrenia,
which was pretty impressive, because what did they have, like a $10 million budget for the whole goddamn thing?
If that.
So that's why there was a lot of walking and all that, and you have to admit that is really impressive. But the presentation out there like that, the graphics out there like that, and the sound design and everything with just that budget, and I think that even included marketing, if I'm not mistaken. But with the leaks showing that they are making like a sci-fi co-op type game, maybe that will have the slasher aspect you're looking for, because they were looking for someone who was like a combat dev or whatever. A melee combat. That's a big emphasis on their new game. So I'm excited to hear about that. But AP the Shooter with the 50 bits. I'm going to tell you all right now, because I'm a true gamer, not a fanboy. If Xbox comes with an actual exclusive, that's something I've never seen before, I'll cop that shit with the quickness. With that quickness. Problem is, I have no faith that they can or will. And here's my thing about that. I think these games are coming. And maybe it's not going to be this generation, obviously, but you're going to get new, big, interesting games the next generation. The only thing is, I don't think they're going to keep them exclusive to the Xbox. I'm not talking about just bringing them over to the PC. I think one day they'll try to bring those games over to different consoles, depending on their stances on the whole xCloud / Game Pass thing.
Oh, I didn't know Barry was in here. We got Barry in here in this Easter Sunday. Hey Barry, let me know when you unmute your mic, because I seen that Mortal Kombat on that Switch. We need to talk. Let me know when you get. I know you probably backstage.
Yeah. He's hiding behind a day one update. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. Bro, man from the fifth floor. I seen that damn thing in action. Okay, but like I said, moving right along to my man Barry to mute his mic. I know he's back there preparing Nassau Coliseum. Getting ready for a wrestling match. Star Wars. What's the name of this damn game? Star Wars what?
I think Fallen Order.
Alex, what's going on, baby? Shout out to my man Escobar. Star Wars. So what I'm reading here, this is they said what Respawn's baby, more or less. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be a single player game, no multiplayer, which I don't have a problem with. I'm just hoping that it's third person. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want it to be first person. I hope it's a third person game. Does it supposed to have any RPG elements, or do we know?
Yeah, I hear the little bit is apparently your lightsaber is going to be upgrading over time. Like, think about God of War with Kratos' axe. I think it's going to be a lot like that.
Heath down there being messy said Larry wrestles in high school gymnasiums for the win for me. Listen here, man. Look at my man Baron making an honest day living about to play fighting for a living. Shout out to my brother Baron. Yeah, like I said, I'm not.
What's good?
Oh, what's going on, Sean? I guess I don't know much about the Star Wars universe, but I was a huge fan of Star Wars: Knights of the Republic, which I have the game around here somewhere. I beat it, the first one. I wish, which is BioWare would have made the Star Wars, because I am a huge fan. Was a huge fan of the Knights of the Republic, and to me it would have been a no-brainer because. But they did to me, in my opinion, the most critically acclaimed Star Wars game ever, which was Knights of the Old Republic. You know what I mean? I don't know as far as sell figures what sold the most, but it might have been the highest rated, as far as game. So to me, it would have been a no-brainer for EA to hand the next one over to them, Knights of the Old Republic 3 or 4. You know what I mean? I mean, they nailed it.
That might happen because Disney's making a Knights of the Old Republic TV production, so I imagine they're going to want a game to go with that sometime. But the only thing is, with BioWare right now, things are looking weird because their new Dragon Age are working on. Apparently, that might be a service-based game now.
Hold on. Shout out to AP, the shooter. He said, "Hey, panel, y'all need a 90s equalizer for Baron and Mike." Y'all don't know what the hell be going on with Baron and Mike, man. Like, Baron be stuck in Mean Gene mode, man. With the bullhorn, be straight yelling. But yeah, like I said, that game is supposed to come out this year?
Dragon Age. Oh, the Star Wars one. The Star Wars one's this year, yeah.
Okay, all right.
End of the year.
Okay, all right. Okay, we're moving right along. So, when Baron, I'll go back to Mortal Kombat when Baron cuts his mic on. So, at the start of the week 1, was it Monday or whatever, Monday or Tuesday? Sony came out, March Sony, and confirmed some specs of the PlayStation 5, right? And to me, with the most, I guess I don't know much about the specs talk and what CUDA core, this, that, and the other. But to me, what impressed me the most was the fact the load time, 0.8 seconds. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's a next generation feature. You know what I mean? Like that was like shit.
Yeah. Well, that has to be when you come to next generation. We talked about this. Now look at your PC. I'm not sure Neff's got an SSD, but it's like night and difference. I've got the laptop SSD and I got an old one. It's night and difference, and this is what next generation's about. Loading games fast. Look how big are these games now. The games are just getting bigger and bigger. You got Red Dead, you got Assassin Odyssey, and many more Cyberpunk. You want games to just be instant, like within a couple of 2-3 seconds, and hopefully both PlayStation and Xbox, come with a good
getting a solid state drive is going to a whole new world. But the thing about Sony's solid state drive is this is like a unique one, a proprietary one, where like this is better than a lot of the shit you have on PC. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it would be like a cheap Kingston or something.
It's the same with the Microsoft, because they were doing something with the hard drive as well. I'm not sure if you remember that job listing post, that making games load faster and installing faster. Yeah. So both companies are doing it. So
what he's saying, you know what I mean, that Sony's like I said, it's proper. Unless they licensing out with the Blu-ray technology, this is exclusive to their PlayStation 5. Maybe they may. Because it's all about.
Because that's a Sony-made thing.
Yeah. Hey, Stuart, let me know if you got your shirt, bro. And I sent it out. I hope I got your address and everything right, Stuart. I was trying to get in contact with. I was telling actually leave me your number, but if you live next to a Kingdom Hall or Jehovah Witness Church, I got your address. You should have your shirt should be there by Monday or something. But hold on, AP the Shooter said The Force Awakens was it? Read that for me.
Yeah, AP the Shooter. The Force Awakens, I think it might be The Force Unleashed. Yeah. Was a good ass game on the 360. They need to give you control like that on this new one. I think it's going to be a lot like The Force Unleashed. That's my prediction. But we also have Professor Flat Earther post up here. So
Jesus is on the main line.
Yeah,
Jesus is on the main line. Whoa! On that flat earth.
Hey, what's going on, good brother? Post up? What's up, man?
What's going on, people?
My brother, I love you, man. How you been, man?
I love you guys, man. I love you too, bro. I miss y'all, man. I've been good, man. I got some time off at work, man. It's slow today, so
You hop on?
Time off.
Okay,
Yeah, hop on.
Okay. Well, you here? You know, you're also in tech. You know about tech. So anyway, Sony. I guess some of the things that came out and confirmed at the start of the week. And from what I'm hearing, you know, from what they were saying, I guess the PlayStation 5 is going to be a beast or whatever. Now, I'm not, what was it, Navi, CUDA core, whatever the case, but we was just talking about the load time, they said, well, 0.8 seconds. They're not to be outdone, something from another industry insider, can't have said Microsoft, they said their console is going to be more future-proof or more tech-proof or be more powerful. But here, I mean, let me ask you your opinion. At the end of the day, now, I showed, on one of these, I do so many damn shows, I don't know if I showed. Did I show the DMs? I might have showed the DMs. But anyway, them going back and forth, saying that they have the world's most powerful. They like saying they're gonna have the world's most powerful. That their console is gonna be more powerful than Sony's next generation. These even go back to when Bill Gates is being interviewed at what's that Teddy. That that tech show thing they do like once a year, and saying that we're Microsoft, we don't have to play second fiddle to anybody. You know what I mean? Like no longer, you know what I mean? They won't get caught with their pants down again when it comes to power. Will it matter if the PlayStation 5? I'm sorry, if the next Xbox is more powerful than the PlayStation 5? Will it matter at the end of the day?
A lot of people are going to say power and performance doesn't matter. It's all about the content. And true enough, it is all about the content. But at the end of the day, power and performance does matter, because if it didn't, you wouldn't have people arguing over a game struggling to do 30 frames per second or struggling to do 60 frames per second. You wouldn't have people going to PC making all these type of rigs just so they can get the best performance out of these games. Now, a lot of people say, hey, power and performance only matter at the beginning of the generation, and then after that it doesn't matter anymore. But yet when the PS4 Pro was announced, it went back to power and performance. The Sony fan base was, oh, look at their 4.2 teraflops. I can't wait to move out the BAM. And then when Microsoft announced their 6 teraflops and they didn't believe it, they even created a second PS4 Pro that was supposed to have been more closer to the 6 teraflop X. But then again, let them tell it, power and performance doesn't matter. Power and performance does matter. People want to play have the best hardware and get the best performance out of that game. Whether it's at the beginning, middle, or the end of the generation, hardware and performance will always matter.
Like, I'll say this. Content matters above all. It does. Look at the Nintendo Switch. That thing is weak as hell, but it has content, damn it. At the end of the day, Sony fans, you cannot pretend you don't care about power when you start jumping through the window every time you hear anything about the PS5, every time you hear a rumor about a new PS4 Pro. Every time you hear anything about you might have a more powerful system. You guys jump through the window,
Let me tell you something.
Pay the bills real quick.
And let me pay the bills. The Ruham with the 1000. Great show. I'll message you, and oh man, post up here, so shit's about to go left. Indeed,
yes, it is.
About to go left. AP the shooter with the 50 bits. Xbox are gonna forever. Wait, what? Xbox are gonna forever say, we have that too, and power is ours, but can say we got games too. FNs.
Oh, can't say yeah.
Okay, so we're saying like we got the power, but you guys got the games.
I don't want to hear that.
Tip Diamond.
Dreams dropped in early access the same day as that PS5 news came out, and was nobody talking about it. Don't come to me about no games, and then you got Days Gone that's about to drop. Nobody. Prior to that, everybody was showing these pictures of Dreams, saying, look at all these images. They look better than anything on the X. Look what I'm about to do. I'm finna make Halo.
Look, I'm about to make the new Halo.
I'm finna make Gears and Dreams. And it dropped on the same day as the PS5 info, and wasn't nobody talking about it. Not even y'all Lord and God Kratos.
Hold up, I'll tell you what happened, boss. It was all about the 8K. Everyone went towards 8K.
Yeah, I went to that whole 8K talk. Either power doesn't matter or it does matter. I hear people hype up the resolution shit too when it's in their hype up performance.
TV like J-Dubs.
Hey, power and performance doesn't matter, but every Sony fan on Twitter changing their name to 8K.
Hold up, pay the bill, my brother.
Yeah, Stuart Stokes with the 50 bits. I'm a little late, but did y'all talk about how Cerny saying that the PS5 would still be priced well for the masses. Does that change any of your price predictions? Well, honestly, I was at the $400 mark. Me and Z was arguing about that with Tim Dog, but Z stuck to the 500. And honestly, I think I'm going to take a L. I think the thing is going to be $500.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
I really do.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still I think they might do 2 SKUs
At launch.
Yeah, like Microsoft gonna do. Microsoft got an entry level, which is the Lockhart.
What's the SKU gonna be? Just like a difference
they got Anaconda. The Lockhart is the device that's gonna be a lot cheaper. It's like an entry level. That's for people to get into next gen, more cost affordable. But Anaconda is gonna be the premium SKU that more than likely will cost $499. So they might do that. They haven't said anything about it, or they might just come out with one system.
I'm seeing a $499 box, and honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. With the power you're getting, like this is a top of the line system.
Like what features you get? Like post what it is when it comes to the PlayStation 5. I'm pretty confident anyway. Me, Z, you guys in the DMs and all that. I'm pretty confident Xbox is coming with more power next gen. Yeah,
I am too.
It's all on the back.
Here's the thing. Check this out, right? Now,
here comes Parker.
Listen though, right?
This is a common sense show. Okay, I'm just pre-warning you. Common sense.
All right, Post. Eat sandwich. Be quiet. All right. Now.
Oh shit.
I'm saying though, if Xbox is more powerful, how much more? That's the question though.
No, this is what I'm gonna get to.
That's what I'm saying though.
I'm talking about the price. Like, what price will it be if we believe the PlayStation is going to be $500 and the Anaconda is going to be more powerful?
Well,
what price would it put that out? Or they will take a loss?
I just seen a couple of rumors. I just seen a couple of rumors that put the PS5 around 9.2 teraflops.
Between 9 and 10.
Yeah, between 9 and 10. Okay. And then the rumors I'm seeing on Microsoft is like,
okay.
Well,
I was minding my business.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Tim Diamond, hold up. 1 second. You just go right there where it says up top. It says get bits. You just get them right there up top. It says get bits.
Hey, yo.
Hold on 1 second. Just right there up top. It says get bits. You can buy them and send it. That's all. It's easy as hell. It ain't hard. Hey, I mean, yeah, this up top to get bits. It ain't hard.
AP the shooter with the 50 bits. Post up.
Here we go. Here we go. No, they about to come up. They about to come up.
Can you read that one? Post up.
Where is that? That's AP.
Yeah.
It's for you.
Post up. I don't give a fuck about dreams, Negro. I don't play. You need to stop having sleepovers and dreams that you handling Phyllis can't create.
Oh my man.
I got a question for you, Post. I got a question for you, right? Now, I'm not saying that pop, because listen, at the start of the generation, right? That's what don't nobody really had no big bankers normally, you know what I mean? And we just go on by. And again, this was the rise and fame of Digital Foundry, doing these comparisons, right? But I think the issue became is the fact that, again, it was a huge slap in the face to Xbox fans. Here we have a superior more console in the X, but the PlayStation 4 Pro exclusive games look better than non-exclusives. You understand what I'm saying? So that's when it's going to matter where, you know what I mean, where the power doesn't matter. So,
well, that's not on the system itself. We put that onus on Microsoft and their first party developers for not doing what they supposed to do. You can't rely on third party to do for you what your first party can do. And that's they were supposed to make a graphically, not just Forza 7. Forza 7 looked dope, but it didn't sell nobody. You were supposed to make a graphically intensive dope game to show what that box was capable of. And they didn't do that. And I will own up to that. You can't damage control that. Look, and then I know people gonna say, well, the Wii cell and it's not powerful. You don't need power to play Mario. I don't want to hear that. You never needed power. Right. You never needed power to go save a little Tatiana princess. You never needed that. That's why the Nintendo fans don't care about it.
Go back to Xbox specs, the param and stuff.
So you just admitted power doesn't matter then?
Right,
No, I'm not saying power doesn't matter. I'm saying power do matter, but a lot of people like to use the Nintendo as an example, and I'm saying you never needed power. Mario never needed power. Nintendo fans doesn't care about that when it comes to them. But when you're talking about strictly Xbox and PlayStation fans, they care about power. It started with the OG original Xbox. Microsoft came in the industry saying there's no power greater than X, and then the Xbox fans said, "Look how Splinter Cell look on our system, but it can't run on your system." Then we go into PS3 and 360 era. That's when the Sony fans turned around. Sell chip. It was this conversation has always been about power and performance. But when the goalposts move, then the fanboys move with the goalposts. Oh, we ain't got the power, so we're gonna make it about this.
What about the rumor Xbox specs? I want you to get into that.
Hold on. Let's spin the bills right quick, and then we can get into the rumor Xbox specs.
Your boy Gip with the 50 bits. Post up. If power truly matters, then explain why the Xbox One X, the world's most powerful console, is being constantly outsold in third place. Being outsold by the Xbox One S, PS4 Slim, PS4 Pro, and Nintendo Switch. The goddamn Switch kicks the Xbox One X's ass. Post up. And Stuart Stokes with the 50 bits. Will there be a Xbox community left? I feel like I'm watching Game of Thrones right now on Twitter. We got 10 different Xboxers fighting each other, and the Sony fan base is the White Walkers coming to come fuck y'all up.
Hey, yo, hold up. Hey, you know what?
They say, what was it? Garrett said Crap Gamer became the Night King.
Yeah, hey, yo, you know what's crazy, right? At the end of the day,
to a gangster.
Hey, you know what's crazy? We can talk about this. It's a little messy, right? Fuck it. Let's change it up a little bit, right? I see that. I see Crap and Salty was going back and forth, but both of them dudes about phoning in the $3 bill, man. You know what I mean? Because this is what I don't understand. That's what I would hate to question anyone's integrity or say maybe it's not the content of my character, maybe it's the color of my skin, or them being vocal about what's wrong with the Xbox or anything. But and I still understand why they label me toxic. You know what I mean?
Listen, bro. Look,
I never got personal with anybody.
Look, Z.
Yeah.
Jesus, when he wanted to do good, what did they do to him?
Oh man!
Right, and later on, everybody wants to be Christian. Pretty much, that's what happened, man. They crucified the fuck out of him.
AP the shooter with the 50 bits. Post up on some real shit. Does a 6 T-flop system for 500 beans and not one exclusive game really something that you bought? Because I know I did, and I'm pissed.
Look, let me
Day 3. PS5 is between 9 to 10 T-flops, and developers will use all the power, while for the Xbox and Anaconda will have 13 to 14, and the developers will use 3/4 and beat. Okay,
I will put it like this. People are not going to purchase, invest in something that they can see. Yes, we know that the Xbox One X is capable of doing better graphics than the Pro, but has Microsoft put some in the face of the gamer to show that? Now, no, they haven't. And if power didn't matter, then Sony fans would constantly sit up here and talk about how the games on the Pro look better than the X. They wouldn't talk about graphics.
They're power and just graphics. And
I'm just saying, but it takes power to make graphics. They wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? And even before the X was even announced,
yeah, but I mean, look what
they was cheerleading. It was.
Here's my thing about the Xbox One X. People are making fun of it. The Xbox One X sold okay in the beginning, but the reason why that thing fizzled out is because there's no content for the damn thing.
They never showed what it was capable of doing.
They had a talent.
Yeah, they never showed what that box was fully capable of.
Like the PS5 wouldn't have that problem at 500.
Backwards compatibility games being boosted up, third-party games getting a little oomph here and there is not gonna do it. You gotta, from the ground up, show what that system can do, and they didn't do it.
The first game that's gonna do it properly is Gears 5.
I was thinking that, but no, this is what this is.
But it's gonna be too late. It's too late. They should have did that when they announced it. They should have did that when they announced it. We towards the end, man.
You know what? Not so bothers me, but
we're at the end game.
Yeah, but the fact, even with as far as Gears 5, or just going for Microsoft and in the direction that they're going, what it bothers me a little bit is again with the no gamer left behind. You know what I mean? even in their cloud, they don't have the X's. They have the Xbox One S. And then one thing I could say about, I know you're gonna have cross-gen development coming in with the PlayStation 5. You're gonna have games released on both platforms. But going further, maybe a year, 2 years in, the next God of War or whatever the case may be, that's gonna be developed. Ground up to take advantage of the PlayStation 5 hardware. Whereas Microsoft, their games, we talk about still supporting 2013 hardware. So make it the bills right quick.
AP the shooter with the 50 bits. Invest in what I can't see. I'm a tech nut. This shit is the most powerful console, so they got my money right off the bat. Right. And then pissed me off because it gave me see a Phil's piss. Pause. Fuck
because
you.
Because your expectation was
AP the shooter again with the 50 bits. And gave me C of Phil's piss, I meant.
Just because you brought it because of the power. Even though you say it doesn't matter, you brought it because of the power. Because your expectations was to see some great things on that box, and you didn't. You got Sea of Thieves, which you wasn't happy with. And that's understandable. I can't be mad at you.
AP got it for the water.
Now see? Yeah. I know what you're gonna say, but that's already been uncovered about supporting 2013 hardware and then holding back the next gen. Microsoft hasn't released this information, and Brad Sims spoke about this.
What did he say?
And even Mikey Barra said something on this too. All hardware will not hold back the new generation. They got some software, some that they not been talking about that will allow games to scale. He didn't really go into it too much.
I think it post up. They said the same shit about that PC shit. And look
no. This is something that they haven't talked about. They haven't been put out in the public. He didn't really go into too many details about it. But he did guarantee
that. I remember when they were talking about that PC shit, how it's going to scale to PC.
I'm just saying.
First, they're gonna drop it. None of these consoles, the One S or lot, they're saying no gamers left behind. Trust me, they're gonna drop them consoles.
But it won't affect. It won't hold back the newer hardware. That's what I'm telling you. What they was talking about as far as the tech, it would allow the systems like the way to run on the X is gonna run, but it's gonna scale. Now I do admit Microsoft have a tendency to announce things and that should not be fully ready. But I guarantee you by next gen all this stuff is going to be ready, and it's not going to affect the old hardware. It's not going to affect the new hardware.
Alex, talk your shit.
Nah, I just feel like posting reads more articles than playing games, bro. What's up with you, man?
What's going on, good brother, man? I see you had nephew dressed up kind of handsome for Easter, man.
Good looking, bro.
Yeah, for sure. That's your twin right there, man.
I can see you don't do no reading at all, player.
Oh, you know why I ain't doing the reading? Cause I'm playing games, bro. When's the last game you beat, Post?
What's the last game I beat? Was Spider-Man.
That was a minute ago. What happened?
Yeah, I had to.
He always got something.
He said I was in a diabetic coma. I was on that doing.
Ain't no excuses. Ain't no excuses. This real talk. I even told Z that's. I had to fall back off the shows because I had to.
Work.
What the shows got to do with you playing games, bro?
Show and work. I have family. I had work that needed my attention, and I have my children that need my attention. They take priority over sitting down and playing.
Always got excuses, man. Listen.
Ain't no excuses.
Host, man.
That's real talk.
Host, man.
That's real talk.
We gotta come to the conclusion that you're in the game. You're an enthusiast, man.
No, he got a child, but he ain't got more kids than me. So that's what he don't know.
Yeah, Post I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, Alex.
What's going on here?
Hey, yo, hold up, man.
I got a starting five.
Hey, yo, Alex. Hey, yo, Post got the Post. The youngest wanted curls. There's a story. Hold on, give my man AP the shooter.
Yeah, hey, Post, I'm gonna need you to read that one.
Post.
Oh, okay. Post, read AP the shooter for me.
There go AP. Nigga, if I had the money for a Ferrari, I'd buy it for the power. Fuck, nigga. Fuck you, man. But I would settle for an S2000 because the driving experience is what really matters. PS has given me a far better experience for less money.
Okay.
Than Xbox. And that's your
opinion. That's a fact.
That's your opinion.
That's a fact.
That's your opinion.
No, that's a fact.
Let me ask you a question.
That's not a fact. That's an opinion.
No, it's not.
It's a fact.
What the fuck has Xbox giving us post?
Because that's a. You said we're giving you. Giving
us, not you.
Giving us.
It's gamers out there. I'm just saying. Look, I'm just saying. It's people out there that's.
Post, what's the last exclusive you played?
Would you let me talk? Despite that, though, it's people out there that's happy with that Xbox. I don't understand that. The fact that you guys can't understand that I sit on Twitter every day and see people that's happy with that Xbox, and I see people that are not happy with it.
How about this?
When you played Spider-Man, what did you tell me? When you played Spider-Man, what did you tell me, Post Up? This is the first game in a long time I want to beat.
Yeah, that was my opinion. Somebody else might feel different.
Okay, how about this?
Yo, Neef a dirty man.
Yeah, Neef that's what to say. Xbox is trash. I feel like that's so everybody in the world.
But we have to admit, PlayStation with the overall better system this generation.
Okay.
Let's be honest, Neff. When it comes to the end of the day, we all play on Xbox.
We do.
I hate no. Okay, here's this.
Look, Z, I'm gonna say this, and then I'm done. Mm-hmm. We sit up here, we trash Xbox all day.
Okay.
But so we get off the show, the first thing
cut his goddamn mic on. Cut his mic on.
It's the X.
Cut his mic on.
Film the beats, Post.
The first thing.
Hey yo, he releasing the tapes. Cut his mic off.
When I get a friend request from D, it's on the X. I never got a friend request from D on the PlayStation.
Hey yo, cut this nigga mic. Cut his mic off.
Hey, Post Up. Xbox is dog shit.
Nah.
Hey, listen. I'm gonna come on. Listen, I'm gonna be. Hey, listen. I'm gonna be 130% honest right here, and I know my integrity is always in question. Yes. Do I talk bad about the Xbox? Absolutely, I do. You know what I mean? Did Sony have a better
things to improve?
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? And will they improve? Am I more used to Microsoft's layout than I am Sony's? I am. I'm not saying the Sony shit is bad, but the reason why I'm on the Xbox more than the PlayStation, because I get a lot of the I get a lot of the codes for free. You know what I mean? And so I'm not a wealthy man. I can't afford to. Sometimes I double dip, but you know what I mean? And again, but I'm just saying, next generation, I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck. And if things don't change, and if Microsoft don't start to cater more to me, and like I said, it's still so many questions and what ifs when it comes to Microsoft. I'm gonna get an Xbox because I've always owned everything. I'm a huge Gears of War fan, and I like to own everything. But just my multi-class brother, you know what I mean? Most likely 9 times on the 10, I'm gonna buy them on the PlayStation. Because, I know their roadmap. And again, it's sad to say, we don't know who's coming out.
That's gonna change.
Listen, I wanted to. I want things to be more competitive. Because right now, Sony is stomping the shit out of Microsoft.
I don't believe
Crackdown 3 wasn't the answer, but I got a bill to pay. AP the shooter with the
roadmap.
Hey, oh shit. Hey,
roadmap.
Hey, hold up, Baron. Just let me.
Hey,
roadmap.
Hey, Baron, I love you, brother, because that last show, you stuffed them ponies' legs out.
I know you were on a Sony platform.
Hey, he stuffed them ponies' legs out on
MVP. You know what? Hold on. You know what? Go ahead and play them bills first before I rip this one.
Hey, Post Up. Whatever Phil's giving you slang in the chi, you got to make a grip over here, because where I'm from, that shit's got to be better than Blue Magic. No wonder why you think the Earth is flat.
You got PS5. I'm gonna go with Barrett on this. Y'all got PS5 specs before release date of some of the favorite games y'all yell in the game list all day on Twitter. Fuck, nigga.
Hold up. I know we always question his integrity. But I know this cookie face monster motherfucker didn't talk about no roadmap or no PlayStation.
Roadmap?
I know he didn't. You gonna sit up here and tell me you got a roadmap from Sony and you don't have one from Microsoft? You a damn lie.
Talk to him, man.
What is your damn roadmap from Sony? Because I would like to know what the fuck it is. Tell me it's not on this roadmap. I want to know.
He just takes away the energy from the fucking podcast while yelling.
Hey, yo, hold on.
This is the WWE,
Dave
my nigga.
3 with the 50 bits. Everyone here plays games while Post-Up continues to research on his flat Earth.
Hey, yo, hold up. Hey, Baron. Now listen.
Keep the bits coming.
Hey, Baron. I would hate to question your integrity. This is what happened yesterday, Baron. You know, being that the book of Job is on me, and I know you believe somebody died on the stick for your sins. We're gonna have fun with this, right? I was in the emergency room yesterday because my knee popped out yesterday, right?
Okay.
So I was in the emergency room, because if you don't know, I have a rod that's in my knee now because I was assaulted. I was shot 3 times, not once, twice, but 3 goddamn times. Someone tried to end me a few weeks ago, right? Now, with that being said,
okay, 50 Cent of the game.
Okay, you goddamn right. You goddamn right? Now, again, with that being said, so I met a gentleman by the name of Gregory, and he said, next gen. I was talking to him, and I'm trying to be polite and pleasant, because I appreciate anyone that watches my dog shit platform. So you gotta stop being so hard on the Nintendo Switch. Look, I got my Switch with me right now, and I'm playing your favorite game, Mortal Kombat. And my God, bam, that goddamn game looked like dog shit. Now, not only that, they had some pictures on Twitter. Now, I've seen it up close and personal myself. They compared Mortal Kombat on the Switch to Mortal Kombat 9 on the PlayStation 3. And my God, the PlayStation 3 look way better.
You sure that? And the person who did that, I gave him another image of the final product for Switch.
Oh, final product now.
Which he called.
Z saw the real thing.
Which he called. And the person I'm talking about is Porter Rock. Porter Rock has yet to say anything to me ever since I gave him those images.
Listen, bro.
He quoted your tweet and said both look like dog shit. What are you talking about?
No.
Shut up, Neff. Let me talk because you don't know what you're talking about. You talked yourself into a corner, and J-Dub know he talked himself into the corner because the images I put up, I'll quote J-Dub myself on Twitter. I have the screenshot for you. Baron out here faking Switch images with PS4 images. That's exactly what J-Dub said. So, with that being said, obviously, the images that have been floating around was not the final complete product.
I seen it.
The final complete product that was footage that was put up, copyrighted by Warner Brothers. I still have the link, and I still have the screenshot for it.
I think this dude.
Now, only 5,000 people saw that footage.
Hey, Baron. I
think all of it.
Baron. Listen, I don't know what timeline you're on or what alternate dimension you're in. I've seen it myself on it in person.
Oh man, we're gonna be.
Here's the problem, bro.
We're gonna be real messy because I'm gonna get extra messy. So when you get through,
I don't want to get too messy in here.
Okay.
Here's the problem, bro. I don't blame the guy. As of right now, the guy channel got taken down because Warner Brothers claimed everything and just copyrighted everything. So most of the footage is gone. It's like 2 different footages left on YouTube, and they're all distorted because that's how they get over the copyright on YouTube.
Isn't it coming out Tuesday?
They end up copyrighting all of it. But the guy who uploaded the thing, the footage on the Switch, that was the one that's being passed around, he never applied the update to the game. There has never been a third-party game to where it's never been an update when you put that motherfucker in the system. That has always been the way for the last 3+ years. Okay. So I don't blame him because he obviously, overlooked it. Somebody decided to put the update and apply it to the game, and then he uploaded footage of the Switch version. That one started circulating around, then Warner Brothers came out and copyright everything, and everything got shut down.
Because it's fake.
So that's why you seeing 2 different types of images being put out on the Switch version.
Hey, we're about to investigate this. I got some bills.
We'll find out next week. We'll find out.
You be the shooter with the 50
We'll
bits.
find out in 2 days. And
we'll find out here in 2 days. We will. But hey, yo,
actually a day and a half.
Off the top of the cage like mankind. Oh shit! Right, hold on, Z. Can you check your DMs? We're about to investigate this bullshit right here. I see these images you're posting, Baron, and they're not impressive.
Let me tell you something, y'all.
Look, I don't give a damn how you feel about the image.
Hey, no.
But I took every image. I took every image I was spreading around, and I compared it to the final product. And everybody claimed they knew that was not the same fucking version. Even though I didn't tell them that was the same version.
Hey, Baron. Hey, Neff.
That's what it is.
Hey, guess what, Z? Both of those are the Switch version.
Hey, listen. Hey, Baron. Hey, Neff, can you give me that tweet with the PS3 version compared to the Switch version?
Where that roadmap at, fuck nigga? Oh, you didn't switch the whole discussion. Wait. We want to see that roadmap.
Post up. No, post up. Listen, post up. I'm going to get to the roadmap. You know I'm not letting that slide. I'm getting to the roadmap. Trust me.
Hey, these dudes crazy, man. Hey, Kratos got all these dudes out here. Kratos got all these dudes out here changing their name to 8K. Rumors came out that the box would be more powerful. He changed his name right after that. He changed his name right after the rumor. Hey,
he changed it to Epic Store.
Yeah, a lot of these people gonna be set up. I'm just gonna sit back and watch.
Listen, when it comes to MK, Baron, when it comes to MK, we're gonna find out in 2 days.
I've already seen it. So
dog shit.
This is your chance right now. Look, this is all I'm gonna say about it, because I don't need to argue about it no more, because I done seen it, other people seen it.
Okay.
This is your chance today to backtrack on all that bullshit you was talking 48 hours ago.
Okay.
So either you gonna own your shit now, or you gonna eat the shit on Tuesday.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Pay the bill real quick.
You decide what it's gonna be.
Okay, pay the bill real quick.
Okay, AP the True with the fit.
That's all I gotta say about it.
They're about to fire Sarah Sanders. You should take her place, FN. Fake wrestler to a fake publicist. Because you've been the doctor, FN. Like you, Z, saw the real thing, dummy.
Hey, wait, hold on. Baron, listen. Hey, Baron, but listen now again. And I know my integrity. Listen, I know my integrity is always in question. I'm not a very honest man. I borrow money, don't pay it back. A lot of my subscribers. Listen, man. A lot of egg out there, buddy, right? But I'm telling you, and again, shout out to Gregory. I was in the emergency room and laid up, Ivy hooked up, high as hell up, dilauded, and on cloud 9. And I seen he had Mortal Kombat on the Switch. He's from Newark, New Jersey. Shout out to him. He lives up by Grafton Avenue. And like I said, they don't stick to street dates.
Okay, Z.
And they were playing, and he had Mortal Kombat on the Switch.
Z, you told us this already.
And I'm telling you,
what does that have to do with a day one update?
What is this update going to do?
What does that have to do with it?
What is update going to do?
Add like a bunch
it
of
has nothing to do with anything.
So they have wait. So they have
nothing you can do unless the shit is updated.
Okay, hold on, Baron. Now listen. This is where I have to school you. Okay. Now listen. Now I know you used to play on Wii U's and Nintendo consoles, but a day one update normally just helps maybe the frame rate or maybe some network issues. It's not graphics
or glitches. Listen.
Graphics.
Listen.
Somebody have that comparison? I can't find it.
What are you talking about? They've been on this Switch for like how many games?
It made graphics better?
They've been doing this on Switch. They've been doing it on Doom. They've been doing it on Wolfenstein. They've been doing it on Warframe. They've been doing it on all these other fucking games. Shit ain't new.
Graphics.
Like I said, choose which side you're going to be on. Tuesdays around the corner.
Yo, not the game that I love, but graphics?
Ain't no point.
Baron, I'm going to ask you a serious question, yeah? Are you going to compare it to the PlayStation 4?
Huh?
MK11, what are you going to compare it to the PlayStation 4 graphics?
Well, I'm pretty sure we'll get a complete comparison because some people seem to fail to realize the shit that they're actually seeing.
Digital Foundry said that Digital Foundry money.
Back to that power narrative that doesn't matter.
No, wait, hold up.
Back to that power narrative that doesn't matter.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Don't play some games, bro.
Wait a minute. Relax.
Don't play some games, boy.
Listen. Here's the funny part about MK11, though. People seem to not know that the only footage NetherRealm has been giving you has been PS4 Pro. You don't know what it looks like on PS4 and the base Xbox One. You don't know because that's not what they've been showing you. They've been showing you strictly PS4 Pro. So soon Tuesday, we're going to see the difference between everything.
Oh, yo, Baron, I don't know.
Baron, if it's dog shit, are you gonna admit you were wrong? Are you gonna admit you were wrong?
Hell no.
He's gonna blame the devs.
Wrong about what?
That the Nintendo
I'm not the one spreading around images. That's not the final product of the Switch version. How am I wrong?
The game come out in 2 days. They the final product.
Exactly.
I said it with my own eyes.
Don't need to admit they wrong.
Hey yo, I said it with my own eyes.
Around shit that ain't a complete product.
Now, Barry,
That's when people are wrong.
Look, this conversation shouldn't even take place because power doesn't matter. This conversation shouldn't even be taking place because power doesn't matter.
Power doesn't matter.
But
The exclusive do.
But the fact of the matter. And guess what? Alex, I'm glad you said that shit because that's gonna go right into this roadmap narrative.
Yeah. Let's go.
You ain't had shit since September, so you need to tell me where the fucking roadmap is.
I think on Friday I'll be playing an exclusive.
That's what I want to know.
I don't know what you talking about. I'll be playing.
I need the stops on this roadmap. On this
Friday.
Amazing, high quality roadmap that shuts down every other console in the fucking market. I need this roadmap right now.
Get up, man. All right, man, check this out, though. You got an exclusive coming out soon? Holla at me, bro. We got Days Gone coming, baby. We got Days Gone coming.
What the fuck is Days Gone?
You know what Days Gone is. Have respect, bro.
Respect for what?
Before I get them guys that put up.
Oh, hold on, wait a minute.
Early in the year.
Is Days Gone a historic franchise or something?
They haven't been talking about Days Gone. They've been talking about historic
franchise.
They've been talking about PS5 specs.
My bad.
Post up laughing, but he hasn't.
Power don't matter. It's all about the games. Ain't nobody been talking about games.
Alex,
They've been talking about SSD drives.
It's fine for you, Alex, to have baby Days Gone. That's good.
Hey, yo.
That's good. Hopefully it turns out well for you.
Days Gone turns out. I ain't gonna lie, between you and
you got nothing.
I don't understand what the hell's going on.
All right, hold on.
Nothing after that.
Hold on, pay the bills real quick. Post for me.
Images ass beat. Like, let's not try to diverse from that shit. Like,
you see AP the shooter?
I seen that footage, man.
He say,
six and nine in each other.
shout out to AP the shooter with the 50 bits. He say, no matter what it is, it will look better than the Switch. I bet y'all wrestling name is Princess Peach. Look,
that's all. Look, that's a funny jokey joke, but I need to know this roadmap after Days Gone. The unproven Days Gone.
Hold on. We got one more bill. Alex from Floyd Mayweather. Shout out to Floyd Mayweather.
You cut out, Z.
I'm cutting. So we got one more bill.
Oh, shout out to Floyd East with the 50 bits. He said, is Alex going to beat Days Gone? I heard he don't beat games either. So much for calling
my resume. You ain't gotta ask that. I be God of War days. Right? Check my resume, bro. I ain't gotta say nothing. See, unlike Poster, I buy exclusives and I beat them. It takes 10 years with it.
Hey, Alex,
have you got it
Alex was quoted on a show in the past weeks on YouTube of not buying half of the Sony exclusives that had been out at that time. So we ain't even trying to hear what he's talking about. He gonna 2K, he gonna PUBG, he gonna play half a day. He gonna play half a Days Gone, and then he gonna come right back.
All right, so check this out, Post. I'm gonna do something you don't do, right? Every time I beat a game, I'm gonna post it up on my Twitter. So we could do that for the rest of this year because you want to talk like you beating games.
Nigga post only put up.
He want to say he working, but he over here reading everything Phil putting out. All these letters.
I'm on voluntary. I got voluntary time off right now.
So now we got a little time off. Right? You can finish that. You can start The Last of Us. Come on,
no, because I gotta go back to work today. See, that's what you're not listening.
You always got an excuse. Listen,
you don't understand. Look,
you shouldn't be on this podcast.
Look, I got a question though. I
never brag about beating games. That be the people in the comment on me about beating games. You have never seen me on a podcast bragging about beating or playing games. I play games when I have time to, and not with the expectations of others. I don't care what the people in the chat think about what I play.
I got a question though.
Has life experience. He has life experience.
You don't need to teach him anything.
You can't tell me.
I have a simple question though.
He's not a hardcore gamer. He said he plays when he can. Hardcore.
Life experience.
Come on, bro.
Shout out. Everybody can answer this question though. This is a simple question.
Before you ask it, let me finish real quick. Before you ask this question, so how's
shout out?
Yeah, you got to get it.
Shout out to your boy Jip or Gip, whatever his name is, with the 50 bits. He say, "How is the guy that played the least amount of games boasting the loudest? Boast up, get back to playing games, brother."
Oh shit!
All right, Baron. What's your question?
My question is,
You eating?
Yeah, my bad. Hold up.
Real nigga to a fake wrestler. What's the question?
All right, I'm done with it. My question is, I didn't even know y'all could hear that shit. My question is, everybody. I'm pretty sure everybody skimmed through the Inside Xbox news. When Phil Spencer said, nobody really watched that shit. We know, but
Post up did.
We heard what Phil Spencer said. He said those studios they acquired are going to show something at E3.
Okay.
At E3, they said they're going to show something.
Yeah.
Now, how in the hell? This is what I want to know. How in the hell can those studios that Microsoft acquired produce showings at E3 before y'all get release dates for Tsushima and Death Stranding? How is that fucking possible? Get him, Barry! That's what I want to know. Get him, Barry!
Let me explain to you how that works. Right?
Hold on.
Those games are probably already
Smoke that pony dust.
All of these studios
How the fuck is that possible? This is what I want to know.
He's acting like these studios are just built up from the ground up. Nigga, they already built.
Microsoft acquired them. A lot of them even said
it doesn't matter.
It does matter.
What are you talking about? That doesn't matter. Some people started, some people were already halfway, and some people were far. But they all going to show something. There's no excuse because last year you had a big ass deep dive into all the shit of the fucking game. Hey, Barry. All right, have a release date. Hey, Barry.
Right?
Hey, Barry, you know what's crazy though?
Have release dates. Y'all gonna be on the same boat as Sony.
You know what's crazy though, Barry? They said we want to go get them for 4 or 5 years. The same people on this panel making excuses talking about they had games before they was purchased was the same people saying we want to go get no games until 6 years or to next year.
He don't even play games. He don't even play games.
Here's the thing I want y'all to focus on. Here's the thing I want you to focus on before you say something. Last year, they set aside their whole E3 for 4 fake ass deep dives in these games. A whole year ago almost now. And you're going to see Microsoft new acquired studios projects before you get a fucking release date for those games?
I have a question, right? That game Outer World by Gearbox, right? Even though Microsoft acquired them.
It's not Gearbox.
Huh?
It's not by Gearbox.
The
Outer World is Obsidian that's been published by 2K.
But isn't it like multiplat basically?
It's multiplat. Yes, multiplat.
Exactly, like every fucking other companies that they acquired that was already working on the fucking games. They all gonna be multiplat.
Hold on. No, they're not.
He's talking about games strictly for Xbox.
Name one.
No, they're not talking about Outer World.
First of all, Outer World was already 2K was already funding that when
that's my fucking point.
Bro, that's the only game that's going to like PlayStation and all that. But that's not the reason why Phil brought Obsidian. It was another game that they had in development that Phil saw that pushed him to purchase Obsidian. It hasn't been seen. Nobody don't know what it is. They haven't heard about it. But the thing is, it's going to be Xbox and PC. It's not going to go to PlayStation 4 or Switch, none of that.
All right, hold on. Pay the bills right quick. You see the AP the shooter? It's another one.
Let me see. It's a couple up here. Stuart Stokes.
Yeah. Before Stuart. It's AP come before.
All right, let me see here. Okay. Hey, yo, post up and Baron. Shape ups look fucked up like the lines on the Switch. 360p as a lineup. You know what? Hey, P, that's my dude, though. I'm going to heat your ass in every minute. Shout out to Stuart Stokes, though. He say, now I need to ask Baron after MK11, what is the next big AAA multi-plat game coming to Switch? Because everybody deconfirmed me Switch version. No Star Wars, Borderlands 3, Cyberpunk, Outer World, and many others. The only one I can think is Doom Eternal.
Oh, we got one more.
Yeah, remember Post Up Shape Up?
Huh?
Y'all remember Post Up Shape Up?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hey, Alex. No, Alex. You had people actually thinking that was me. I had to post a picture of myself in real life. And then they took it and made it, fuck nigga. Okay, shout out to Overdub D with the 50 bits. How many times did Barron say Bayonetta 3 and Metro Prime is coming next year? Still no release date for both of them. Much like the delayed Brain Baron has to his very day. Hold on. One more. And then Stuart Stokes says strictly for Xbox, so no PC version.
No, Microsoft ain't got that.
That shit doesn't exist anymore.
No, hold on, wait a minute.
Xbox and PC. Go ahead and answer that question, man.
Let me answer that. Am I mistaken? Tell me if I'm wrong or not. Did Bayonetta 3 and Metro Prime 4 get deep dives last year in E3?
I think so, yeah.
So they were coming, nigga. Fuck you talking
about? No, did
you
Metro Prime and Bayonetta 3, did they get revealed and have deep dives at E3 last year?
Don't bring that back.
Okay, so what the fuck is that man talking about then?
They were coming, nigga. Where are they? That's the question.
Yeah, I said they were coming, and one of them got delayed because they was announced to be delayed.
That's all they saying. Don't talk
you're trying to compare two situations that are not comparable.
No, it's not.
We have not seen Metroid Prime 4 or Bayonetta 3. We have deep dives of Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding, and The Last of Us. What are you talking about?
You said they were coming, so don't.
And now they said Death Stranding is for it's for the PS5. Might launch with the PS5.
Here's the thing, Post Up. I've been saying this shit. I said that shit months ago, but nobody wanted to listen. Everybody's like, "No, we getting these games in 2019." No, you wasn't. I was the only one telling y'all that was not going to happen.
And if Death Stranding launched with the PS5, that means the PS4 ain't gonna get it until the PS5 is out. Look, that's all I want to say here.
Happened with
This all I want to say. When Microsoft announced these studios, everybody say, "Whoopee, y'all won't have no games until next gen." But Phil sat on that couch and say, "Look, in E3 in 2 months, you gonna see new games from these studios we just purchased." And now everybody want to say, "Well, they was having games."
Bosa,
go ahead.
Let me ask you a question right now. Phil also talked about the power of the cloud for Crackdown 3.
Okay,
right?
we want to go about. Okay.
Okay.
Don't try to move the goalposts. Don't try to move the goalposts.
Hold up.
Don't try to move. Look, I want to know when Death Stranding and The Last of Us 2 come out. Hey, in every argument, in every debate with Sony fans, they bring up those 2 games. I don't care what it is.
Phil said, I'm just asking.
Look, Post up. Here's the question that always kills them, right? Because nobody wants to answer this. I ask every Sony fan, and all I get is people choking like they're having a stroke. Is it acceptable? Here's the question. Is it acceptable that you got PS5 details for a next generation console before the release date of The Last of Us 2?
It is acceptable.
What?
And you's a damn idiot.
All right, hold up.
This is the shit I'm talking about.
Let me pay the bills real quick.
This is the shit I'm talking about. This is why the Sony fan base is the biggest flippity floppity worst fucking fan base on the damn planet.
You know why I don't care? You know why I don't care?
They talk about games.
Let me explain to you why I don't care. Because you want to sit here and be all
terrible, dog.
Talk that shit, Alex. Talk that shit, Alex.
Because I know when it releases, it's quality. Go watch that documentary with the God of War shit that just dropped.
What the fuck that got to do with that you ain't got shit to play on yet?
Listen, I still want the one on with you. Listen, I still want the one on with you when I see you, bro.
Hold up.
He talking about me read, but he got time to sit and watch God of War documentary.
It was a
out of here. Get out of here.
It's all over the place.
Get your ass out of here. Go sit down somewhere. Look, shout out to Floyd Mayweather.
At least I play the games.
You know, shout out to Floyd Mayweather with the 50 bits. He said, y'all heard the rumor on Reddit of Ghost of Tsushima. Possible delay or cancel. I heard it's crunch time over there. It's looking mighty spooky, and they might push it back for the launch of the PS5 if it's coming next year. I'm telling y'all.
That's alright though.
We talked about this months ago about it being a PS5. I don't.
It might be a cross-gen, but long as the game...
Don't talk that shit, Alex.
Yeah, hold up.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if it's cross-gen, that means it ain't coming out until what? See?
Next year.
2019.
Until that PS5
Listen,
until the PS5 launch, right?
1 year.
Here's the thing. I mean, I expect it. The game to launch next year. 2020, which I don't have an issue with it. Long as the game is done well, so that's not the issue. You know what I mean? It looks like it's going to be done well. And again, you're going to have a lot of cross-gen development coming out next year. I mean, just just the nature of the business was going to be. You know what I mean? But hold on,
here's the problem, bro.
Yeah.
See, here's the problem. You and everybody in this panel ain't touching the PS5 at the earliest of fall 2019.
Okay.
2020.
Says who?
You not touching a PS5 until the fall of 2020.
What if it comes out in March? Then what?
It's not.
How you know that?
If it was coming out in March, they would have showed you already.
You just started, bozo. What are you talking about?
No.
Sony is not launching in springtime.
Listen. No, I have heard that Sony.
I'm gonna sit here and speculate too.
It's not speculative. It's common fucking sense. It's common sense.
Listen,
I have heard that
Sony gave you the first details and didn't show you nothing with it.
All right, hold on.
Wait, let me get this straight.
On top of that, people who are in the tech industry talked about the actual GPU that is used, and it said that chip ain't gonna be done to Q3 of next year.
All right, hold on one second. Hold on one second.
You're not touching that platform until fall 2020.
All right, hold on.
Hold on, it's a couple bills up here that need to be paid. Shout out to Overdone Me. He said with the 50 bits, is it acceptable to have a cardboard bird as stuck to your face? The Nintendo Switch is dry as the Baron's wrestling career. Oh, and then we got
this nigga
shout out to Stuart Stokes. Stuart Stokes said Baron did Nintendo announce and show the Nintendo Switch after teasing Zelda for 2 years for Wii U. That argument works both ways. Stop finding real ways to give PlayStation.
Let's see what this wrestler got to say. Let me hear it.
That's not an equal comparison.
Oh,
What did he
shit.
That's not an equal comparison. I'm not the stone cold you, my dude.
Hold on, wait a minute. Is he talking about Zelda in reference to the 4 deep dives?
No, Bear. Hey, Bear, no. This is what he means. No, Bear. Bear, this is what he means, right?
You got a point right there.
Yo, you said
He's
that.
proving my point is be comparing it to the 4 deep dive games. That means they ain't coming out for 2 years.
Listen. With the deep dive, my nigga. Like, you don't answer the question.
Hey, Bear, hey, this is the question, right?
He didn't put a correct question out. He just said compared to Zelda.
Zelda did get announced for the Wii.
Yeah, here's the thing, Bear. Hey, Bear.
That did happen. So basically, he's saying that's going to happen with PS4 games.
Hey, listen, hey, Bear. What he was saying? Here's the thing, Bear. Real joker to a fake wrestler, right? Check this out, right? And again, we was hearing about what's that? Breath of the Wild, at least 2 years, right? They showed it on the Wii U for like 2 years. That game didn't release until the Switch came out, right? So how can you give Sony flack if that do be the case, or if that is the case?
You said why can't get Sony credit?
Yeah, how can you give Sony flack if that is the case?
Because that's not what they told you.
Oh shit!
That's not what they told you. That's not. You literally have nothing coming out.
What they told us.
I'm confused.
Hold
I tell you that. What are you talking about?
Tell us though. What did you hear?
Hold on.
Hold on.
I'm confused.
Hold on.
What is he trying to prove?
Hold on. Put it bill.
You're not proving my point for me. So I'm like, what?
Hold on. Stop. Hold on.
You still
Look, shout out to A Peter Shooter. They say you are like the company you keep. I guess you a child because only children play the Switch. That's why you still jump off bunk beds. Hey, Peter Shooter once again with the 50 bits. He say, at least we in the tech industry is the Switch there. And then shout out to your boy Gib. He said with the 50 bits, y'all are laughing as if those titles are not good launch titles. What the fuck is going on? Here? Sony did their thing this gen. So if they want to hold those titles for PS5 launch, trust me, Sony fans are cool with it. Alex speaking facts.
Last one, and I'm sure my man Heath. He said, "Can you ask Baron? Is it okay for Nintendo to be dropping fake ass label VR?" Yeah. So what's your thoughts about the label VR?
VR is trash. Period.
Oh, now this.
Lambo VR is trash. PSVR is trash. VR is trash.
You know
I've been
what's
saying
trash?
that for years.
Wrestling's trash.
I've been saying that shit for years. That y'all ain't never heard me say VR is great.
Look, man, let me tell
You
you
ain't never
something.
heard me say that.
Sony fan gets
VR is
behind
fucking
whatever.
trash. It's not.
They get behind whatever.
Post.
When 3D gaming came out, 3D gaming was raw to Sony fans. They had them glasses on. They was going by 3D TVs and everything.
I had that TV.
Hey, 3D gaming was. They said 3D gaming was the wave.
Man, how Manhattan's question?
What's up, man?
Now, when you was talking about,
he keeps saying nobody answered his question. So what is
was
his
talking
question?
about the power of the cloud. Post, you was jumping on that shit, and how did it turn out? But now you keep preaching about Phil set this, Phil set that. I'm like, it's no credit. Like,
no. If we're going to, no, man, we can't be doing this now. I ain't been on this. Look, I ain't been on the show in a minute, but we can't. If we're gonna speak facts, we got to speak the facts, brother.
Exactly.
Hold on. I'm known for this. I took my L on Crackdown. I said that live on the show a while ago. Even with the cloud. Ask next. I took my L on that. It still do look better than Battlefield, though. I'm gonna keep that one.
No, it doesn't.
What? No, look. This all I'm saying. This all I'm saying, though. It's a lot of hypocrisy here in terms of the PlayStation fans, right? Sony, they throw these games in our face every day, saying and some of them said they was coming out this year. They say Death Stranded, Ghost of Tsushima, and Last of Us 2 was supposed to come out this year. The Xbox has hold on. This is what. If you be on Twitter, you'll see a lot of people tweeting about.
I'm too busy playing video games.
Now,
Alex, you thought the PS5 was coming out this year.
Hold on. They said those three titles was coming this year. Xbox has no games, and the new studios they brought don't matter. Where's the content? We won't see it to next gen. Yet the titles that they threw in our face that they said was coming out this year has probably been pushed back to a next gen system. And those game companies that Microsoft brought that they said they was gonna have to wait to next year will be showing games in 2 months.
Okay, all right, hold on for a second. I got some shit here.
Yeah, you got a lot of bills.
Post
up. You haven't been here for a while. You got to pay them.
I mean, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. The flip-flop is crazy. If you just go back and listen to these guys talk around E3 and toward the end of the year, it's a complete 180-degree turn.
Yeah, shout out to Stuart.
It's insane.
It is.
Listen,
shout out to Stuart. Alex says stupid. Shout out to Stuart. I love how Barron talks all this shit when he's no knowledgeable about Nintendo is on the panel. I can't wait when no knowledge about Nintendo is on the panel. I can't wait to get on here this fuck nigga's legs.
And what knowledge I don't have. That's what I want to know.
No.
And then shout out to Floyd Mayweather.
You're gonna Harry Helene.
He say, okay, I got you.
Pick. What's his name? That's Harry Helene. Picard.
Okay.
I can't pronounce that shit.
I'm just gonna say the last Copia. With the 50 bits, you say Xbox in here cheering and applauding when rumors comes out that Ghost of Tsushima is delayed on PS4. Well, the fuck is your Scalebound and Fable Legends? We always go back to that. That shit so old. It doesn't. Look, I'd rather take the delay than the cancel. It's old. That game, that shit happened years ago. Then shout out to Floyd with the 50 bits. He said, "Why everyone excited for a PS5? You guys know when a new generation starts, it's usually filled with remasters and ports, just like the dry ass Xbox."
You know what? Hey, bro.
This time.
Hey, listen. You know what, Floyd Mayweather's real shit though. The reason why, but me, I always say I'm a Ray Shallow, man. New hardware, we got better graphics, you know what I mean, new features, and you know, like even with the new tech, supposedly the PlayStation 5 boot, you know, loading games at 0.8 seconds. That overall, just new, bro, all that and new games, new franchises come along with new generations. So that's why I'm, you know, what I mean, excited. You know, better graphics.
It's a better experience.
Problem. I have no problem with the PlayStation fan.
You have to deal with remasters.
Look, I have no problems with the PlayStation fan being excited about, you know, new PlayStation 5 specs and stuff like that. But just don't be hypocrites about it. You know what I'm saying? Just don't. Power and performance matter because
it don't.
It does.
It don't.
Okay. Unless if it's anemic like the Switch, it doesn't.
Okay. If Sony would have came out with a CPU, and put a modified Jaguar CPU in the PlayStation 5, we will not be having this conversation saying power don't matter. People will. Yeah. Okay.
Yo, bro, okay. All my life I bought consoles, and they look better than the last generation. I was good as long as the exclusives were there. That's all I cared about, bro.
If Sony would have put a modified Jaguar in the PS5 and said it was for backwards compatibility, you best believe the whole PlayStation Nation will be up in arms.
You know why? Because we was used to that.
Am I lying?
I mean, post up, man. You got
that nigga Kratos be crazy out there, boy. With them
post up. I understand what you're saying, man, but you gotta put it in perspective. You gotta put it in perspective.
Shut up, nigga. Like,
hold on, we pay the bill right quick.
Why Mr. Man hanging angry? What's wrong?
Hold on. Shout out to Chad, man. Shout out to Chad, man. Yeah.
I got you, bro. Yeah. Shout out to Chad, man. 23 with the 50 bits post up. You ain't played no video games since 1998. And he talking shit. Post up. Get all his damn thing just moved. It moved up on me. Post up, get all his info from his GameStop magazines. Shout out to Floyd with the 50 bits. So he said, I expect y'all to hold D-Bath to his word when all those game next generations are not 4K and 60 frames.
Yeah, I don't know why you thought that.
Oh, here's the thing, right? We can switch topics before we get about it. I do want to talk about Ninja, them saying Ninja saying making gaming mainstream, which I totally disagree with.
That's the dumbest thing I've heard.
Yeah, but also, like I said, even
talking about Ninja Theory?
No,
Ninja, like the streamer. They're saying he made gaming mainstream.
Hell no.
Yeah, but
the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Who said that?
Time Magazine.
An article about it.
Time Magazine. Yeah. But hold on 1 second before we hop on that, because I want that we can close the show with that. For us, everything being 4K 60 next generation, I don't think so. And again, I think you're still going to have your shooters. Like I said, in engines change, game engines change. We might get a Frostbite engine 4.0 next generation.
Yeah, Unreal 5. Shit
you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And so I don't know. Also, too, like I said, as far as console thing, a lot of console gamers don't care about not saying 60 frames is not important, but in a single player game like Assassin's Creed Odyssey,
The Witcher,
they're gonna want the game to look as pretty as possible. You know what I mean? If it's got to be 4K,
have a world as big as possible, have as much AI complexity. They're gonna put their power into that. Yeah. But Harry has a bill for you, post up. He about to own you. Best read that.
Oh,
Harry Lean.
Oh, Copia. Shout out to with the 50 bits. You say a shitty game will always be a shitty game. Sony rather delay a game than giving it to us polished game to the end of its potential to be what it can be. Sony understands how high the bar is placed these days. Only EA and Microsoft obviously doesn't. It takes dedication and patience to drive it, no matter how high the hype is for the game it releases. I can agree with that and I can disagree with that, because every time Sony delay their game, this is the type of conversation I get. It's alright, Sony knows best. But if Microsoft delay a game, it's not the same. We don't get the same.
Hold on. We have to do a fair comparison here. Bro. When Sony delays a game, you get a God of War. You get potentially a Days Gone. You get these great games. When Microsoft does it, you got to crack down 3.
Whoa. I hate when people talk about in the context of this generation, as if Microsoft ain't never put out great content.
This generation?
Talking in the context of this generation, and then y'all find it to every generation.
This generation's been going on for like 7 years, 6 years.
You can't do that, though. I see what you're trying to do. In the context of this generation, yes. Shout out to Stuart Stoke. Post up, I'm being honest. The problem with the Xbox community and the hardware hyping is that's all we've heard for 4 years. Y'all hype Scorpio only talking about power for 2 fucking years, and then it comes out in less than 6 months later. They're back hyping more hardware.
Exactly.
Nothing to show for the X. Yet, Sony fans have had plenty of great games between 2016 Pro release and 2020 PS5 release. Well, I can agree with that, but it's no different than what y'all did with the PS3. Come on now. Y'all hyped the hardware specs of the PS3 at a time it didn't have any fucking games. Come on now. Let's not do this. What are you doing?
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Wait a minute, Poster.
Barry, do you hear this?
I hear it because they act like they didn't wait 10 years for The Last Guardian. So I'm a little bit confused too, because when it comes to Sony fans, they have selective memory.
Yo, they get canceled. Did the game get canceled?
Yo, since when you and Baron started dating?
It's like you waited 10 years for The Last Guardian. We are still, to this day, waiting to see the footage of Agent. We ain't never seen that motherfucking game. We still waiting on that.
I think they said that's not gonna happen.
And also, if you want to talk about dedication and polish, let's take a Halo 5. That game is super polished. Super polished.
It didn't launch with content.
I'm not talking about that. Content. Look, I'm just saying though, in terms of frames, in terms of resolution.
No, what that has to do with story. They launched with less content.
I'm not talking about content. He's talking about in terms of the development. In terms of
he ain't talking about that. He's not talking about that.
He's
talking about the quality of the
has shit to do with it.
He was talking about the quality of the game in terms of developers taking their time to make sure they put out a polish.
You know what has quality to it? Multiplayer modes and shit. And Halo 5 launched with like none of it.
What issues did Halo 5 launch with?
Oh god.
What did what?
What issues? What frame rate issues?
What issues?
bugs?
How about not having infection?
Before we even
No.
That's not an issue. How about no big team maps?
Don't talk to me about Halo. That's not an issue. I'm talking about what bugs did it launch with. Hold on. What bugs did it launch with? What problems did you have?
Before you answer
that, Halo 5 it had that annoying thing where like at far away distances things would be like 30 frames per second and shit would look fucking weird. You ever seen those videos?
Not only that, yo, Posto, did you play that game?
Did you play that campaign? Was that polished?
I played the campaign. I beat the campaign. I beat the campaign on Legendary. Fuck is you talking about?
Yo, can you pull up his resume real quick?
Bullshit ass story.
Hold on. I'll pay the bills right quick. So, my man Dave3441, he said Xbox Next Gen will sell even less due to everything can be played everywhere and no exclusives. You may have a point about that.
Yeah, the shit's gonna stay maybe consistent at the best. But here's the thing: Halo 5 to this day doesn't even have a big team map.
Has Halo ever crashed on you?
What?
Has Halo 5 ever crashed on you?
Yes.
You lying.
I have way more hours than Halo
5. You lying. That game, look, we can take it for what it is. Gears, Halo, them games that I play, never. Even with me and Z put in hours of Gears. Never had an issue. No bugs, no crashing, none of that.
Do this then.
What are you talking about? Unless you want to know that a balled up Spider-Man flying out the window, balled up, and then just goes in. And y'all want? I'm just saying though, y'all act like Microsoft first party games. Y'all acting like Microsoft first party games don't be polished, and they do.
But is that Halo 5?
We're talking about development.
Is that Halo 5?
Hold on.
He was talking about y'all went into y'all.
But you just sat here and said
got two different things.
Spider-Man like dog shit.
I ain't say Spider-Man look like dog shit.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious right here.
Yo, listen, you play.
Chapman.
The hypocrisy
shouldn't even be here.
I'm just saying, y'all act like Microsoft first party games.
I'm playing the highest rated games out.
Oh,
what are you talking about?
They said, yo, Z, man, saying Crackdown's destruction is better than Battlefield 5.
Yeah. My man posted.
Let's talk.
Oh, hold on.
Let's talk about something else. Come on, let's move on.
Hold on. Let's get Chadman23. Then I want to hop on Ninja right quick.
Yeah, I got it. Shout out to Chadman23 with the 50 bits. What I'm tripping on is how the hell Microsoft sell y'all a $500. Here we go. Change the narrative. $500 console. with no first party software to show the power, and now y'all hype for a $600 Xbox. And Baron, when are you gonna put another pair of clothes on? You can't be walking in public like that, bro. Great show, Z. I don't know what you talking about that.
I don't know.
That's it, my man Baron out there in the traffic.
Out here with Stone Cold Steve Austin boots and them Wrangler jeans.
Yeah, some patent leather boots and screaming. Baron out there looking crazy.
I don't know about
Baron out there looking like an urban cowboy right now with a saxophone, man.
I don't know nothing about that. But I do know. One thing I do know.
What do you know, Baron?
I swear to God.
Mm-hmm.
Halo Infinite better not have a release date before The Last of Us 2 goes to Steam and motherfucking Death Stranding. Because Halo Infinite is going to be at E3.
Let me ask you a question, Baron.
If has a release date before those 3 goddamn games, we got some motherfucking problems.
When's the next exclusive coming out from Nintendo? What's the next exclusive? What you got
the very next exclusive, the very next one is Mario Maker. After that is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
When is that coming out?
It's Fire Emblem.
When are those games coming out?
When is that coming out? I think that's next month. Yeah, that's next month.
Yeah.
Okay, that's next month.
Get them.
Yeah, after that is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Then after that is Fire Emblem. After that is Astral Chain. And then they'll put out the rest of the release date at E3. But they already confirmed. They confirmed about 9-10 titles for 2019. Switch is pretty much going to dominate 2019.
So post up. You heard all them games, right? What Xbox?
Yeah. Xbox got E3 coming in 2 months.
Yeah, exactly. E3.
I'm just being honest.
Hold up. Shout out to Overdome Means. He said it's all about the games. Microsoft was more busy making games for phones than the Xbox One collecting does. He ain't lying about that. Forza Streets. He ain't lying about that.
Don't worry about it. Lord have mercy. Come E3, all y'all catching L's. I ain't got no problem.
I can't wait for E3 because they hyping it up so much.
Z won't problem. I'm gonna put him in the room and show him all his old YouTube videos of him saving the Xbox, nigga. And that's all.
I'm not gonna lie. This should be the E3 you win because nobody's like.
Hey, no one Microsoft. They're gonna blow a wide open layup.
I'm not gonna lie. This will probably be like one of the greatest E3s.
Why?
It probably will.
Because the best company ain't there?
It's simply because
they gave y'all space now?
No, it's not that. It's simply because we always had space, brother.
Y'all ain't never make no noise.
Actually, Nintendo has always had the biggest space at E3, and they're gonna have the biggest space at E3 this year.
The only time Nintendo was huge was with the Nintendo Wii.
Dude?
I would have never in a million years
yourself.
I would have never in a million. I would have never in a million years witnessed or see PlayStation fans controlling a company not being at E3. Never in a million years.
Listen,
it's funny.
Never in a million years I would have seen a group of fans make a shit for a company and say E3 doesn't matter no more. And the next year when Sony
post. Listen to me.
Look, if Sony pop up at E3, I'm showing receipts. If Sony pop up at E3 in 2020, we showing the receipt.
You know why E3 doesn't matter no more? When you got shit like PSX dominating, you don't really
PSX,
for E3
you didn't have PSX.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
You didn't have it.
Don't talk that shit.
Z,
oh my God. You that shit.
Sean,
shut up.
You hit me there, brother.
PSX, you didn't have it.
You
had that state of play a couple of months ago, which was a state of fucking decay, and you still sit up here talking?
Yo, you still using that behind?
Oh my God.
I want you to hit me now, Z.
AAA wrestler yet.
I want you to hit me now, Z. If Sony announced that they're at E3 next year, 2020, we showing the damn receipt.
But they are going to be there. They are going to be.
All right, hold on.
I thought E3 was way of thinking.
Hold on 1 second.
So if you're going to believe they're going to be there because they hint they will probably be coming back,
listen.
Why are y'all sitting up here trying to damage control them not being there?
Listen, let me tell you something.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. It doesn't make any sense.
Let me tell you something. All right? Let me tell you something. It don't matter. All right? Because Sony.
Hey, hold up. Pay the bills real quick.
Pay some of these bills.
Get out of here, bro.
50 bits. It's all about the games. Microsoft is more busy making games for the phones than the box collecting dust.
Yeah, it's all about the games.
The 50 bits.
That's why they talk about PS5 specs and SSD drives.
Hey, Post Up, I think I was arguing with your burner account in the chat. Durant ass FN. All right, AP the Shooter. AO panel and chat. What grown man is looking forward to an exclusive Mario Maker? What the fuck is that shit?
First of all, let me set that. Let me set that straight. I don't care for Mario Maker. I won't be purchasing Mario Maker. I didn't buy the first Mario Maker, but I'm not ignorant to the fact that people love Mario Maker. I'm not ignorant to the fact that people love Pokemon. I'm not ignorant to the fact that some people like The Last of Us. I'm not ignorant to those things.
No, but Baron, in all seriousness, you need to get your Switch brethren under control with that Smash Brother bullshit they're doing over there. That's some weird shit they're doing over there.
Yeah.
Do you see the stages they're making?
Yeah. The stage is hilarious to me. I think it's funny.
Shit, bro.
I'm loving it. It's just hilarious.
Hold up. Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather with the 50 bits. Why was Alex so quiet and Detroit Beyond Two Souls and Heavy Rain going to PC? He sure has a lot to say when Xbox games are going to PC.
Wait, hold on. When did I ever have...
Oh, they say Detroit is not first party anymore. They second party. They said Detroit was no longer first party.
Oh man! First off, I never gave a fuck about
cold.
That shit is hilarious.
See, between you and Baron, y'all doing this 69 thing, dethroning each other. It's not cool, man. All right,
it's not a 69 thing. It's called all the bullshit you've been talking has finally caught up.
First off, I never even made a statement about
that's your fault.
Any game's going. Look, if anything goes Porter Rock,
all the bullshit that shit y'all been talking has finally caught up with you. That's all it is.
What are you talking about? Yo, y'all niggas crazy.
Exactly what that dude said in his comment.
But Chad made 23.
I never made comments about going to the PC.
I don't think Alex likes Detroit, but Baron's just mad that Nintendo ain't putting him in Super Smash Bros. Overdone Means another 50 bits. Baron sure laughs now, but will he be silent about Octopath Traveler? Oh shit! Just
I've already commented on Octopath Traveler. What y'all want me to say about
Octopath Traveler going to PC? I forgot about that.
Run that back.
Ain't nobody forgot about that. Octopath Traveler's going to PC.
Hey, bro, you gotta hear Halim one.
Yo, pay the bills. You got one more.
Shout out to Copia. He said Microsoft press conference. Phil Spencer and Major Nelson up to the stage. Phil asking Major, "Do you have a smartphone?" Major answer, "Yes, of course I have." "Who doesn't?" Then Major screaming to the audience, "Who has a small phone in here?" The audience screams back, "Ooh, yeah!"
Hey, how about this? I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, even before it's E3, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really,
they're gonna pull Blizzard.
They're gonna pull an inside Xbox at E3. I'm calling it right now. I'm right in. Listen, I ain't got no faith.
You got I'm right there with you.
They're gonna do good at E3.
All right, but hold on, wait a minute. Wait, Z, I got a question. How are they gonna pull an inside Xbox when they're already telling you what they're gonna show you?
Hey, bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro. This regime is in depth. I'm trying to tell you right now. I don't have no faith.
Okay,
just like they blew XO18, right? Just like they blew XO18. I don't have.
Wait a minute. Last year was not an inside Xbox, so I don't know what you're talking about last year.
We didn't have inside Xbox
last year.
You're talking about XO18. That wasn't Xbox.
I'm asking, why would he think they're going to pull an inside Xbox when last year at the E3 they didn't do that?
E3 wasn't good.
Yeah, all we saw was multiplats and Gears of War and Halo.
But you saw games and content. There was nothing like an inside Xbox.
Hey, bro, you get games and content on inside, they just dog shit games. I want no exclusives.
Come on, dog shit games. Come on.
But CFD, they still talking about CFD, Rocket League.
And look, I know CFD is dog shit. You're not gonna sit up here and just try to call Forza and Gears dog shit.
I never listen. I'm not a big Forza guy, nor am I a big Halo guy. Like you understand, those games are huge. They're $1 billion franchises. But what I'm asking is for something outside of Gears, Forza, and Halo. You know what I mean?
And they're going to show you that.
We shall see. We shall see. They're
going to show you that.
My man Floyd Mayweather said, which console will have the drier launch release for the new console, Xbox or PlayStation? Here's the thing.
Neither.
I think Sony's going to play it, how you say, kind of slick. They're going to have cross-gen releases with games like Death Stranding and,
Halo.
Maybe even Ghost of Tsushima, which already are hyped now. They the selling point is probably going to be 4K 60 on the PS5, native 4K 60 on the PS5, and upscale 4K 30 on the Pro. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day. But like I said, I want to ask this question to the panel, and before we get the hell out of here, Time Magazine released an article and said that Ninja, what's the guy named Ninja, right? Made gaming mainstream. What are you guys' thoughts about that? I disagree.
Bullshit.
You know what I mean?
Yo, Baron,
What's wrong with that statement? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yo, but I know you driving or some
what
shit.
what they mean by mainstream. You gotta understand them terms.
Well, made it mainstream. Made it cool to be a gamer.
Never.
Only when they mean mainstream or popular, they talking about more white people being not recognizing it. That's what popular
Why
means.
you with this shit the race, man?
No, because that's what popular
You want to
means.
expand your mind now?
That's what popular mean. When they mean crossover and popular.
But
I'm just being real. I'm just being real. Because if I go in the hood and ask what guy Ninja is, they gonna say no. Fuck me. I'm just being real. The term popular and mainstream mean that it's become acceptable to white people.
Come on, Paul, stop it. That's not
shit.
what they mean.
Okay.
Let me pay some of these bills. Let's post up a thing about that.
That's what popular means in terms of music and crossing over. Come on now. Come on now. Y'all tweaking.
Last Xbox E3 had games like Jump Force, Fallout 76, We Happy Few, Crackdown 3, Gears Pop, and Tactics. Almost like a pattern of diabetic gaming, and no, they did not have Anthem. And Chadman with the 50 bits. How a grown-ass man play on a console that solely is made for kids, by kids? So Baron's answer this. When someone slaps you in the mouth in the play fighting you do, FN, is that shit for kids? Grow up, big bro. Let it go.
When a console that's for kids releases, let me know so I can go purchase it.
Labo.
But to answer that question about
Ninja,
the mainstream thing, I don't have no problem with them saying that. I don't.
Okay.
I mean, gaming was already becoming mainstream before he popped up.
Gaming has been mainstream.
You know what gaming? Listen,
I think he took it to. I think he took that level just a little bit further.
Nah.
Listen. The only thing I find weird is I see like Red Bull ads on my YouTube now, and it has Ninja.
Here's the thing.
Is it because of Fortnite?
It's because of Fortnite. It's because he became the face of that game, and that game became so popular.
No,
that's the reason they're saying that about him. It has nothing to do with race or anything.
Is Baron about to damage control for Ninja? Fuck out.
Yeah, listen. The gamer became mainstream.
Y'all
let me listen. Here's the thing. You have to realize this. Ninja didn't become popular until Drake joined his live stream. Okay. That's when everybody started talking about ninjas. I ain't never heard of him until they said.
Well, Drake. He was kind of popular before then, but that's when he really escalated.
Okay, before
he really
gaming became.
He didn't make gaming mainstream.
Yo, gaming became mainstream. Well, listen, when gaming became mainstream, when it became the number one source of media entertainment. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
When it surpassed movies.
I think when you read it said gaming more mainstream. Not that he made it.
More he hasn't made gaming more mainstream.
Which means it was already mainstream.
But the article is titled "He Made It Mainstream." So that's
made it cool to be a gamer. Well, basically.
Yeah.
Nah.
Have you read the article?
Nah.
I'll read the article just to see what the verbiage is, but
yeah,
I can understand what they're saying because when it came to Fortnite was so crazy. You got to understand how much Fortnite got people who wasn't into gaming into it. You know what I mean? And they kind of use him because he was kind of the face of Fortnite. You could put a face. So I can understand why they think that.
Say about it is I think Ninja's like the first video game celebrity when I kind of think about it because I see Red Bull ads and they have
facts, Stuart Stokes.
That's what
facts.
Read it.
Gaming made Ninja mainstream, not the other way around. This shit is so stupid. Yes.
Yeah, one person did not make gaming mainstream. Gaming. Look, man, motherfucker been doing this way before.
I agree with that, bro. I agree with that. Gaming made him mainstream.
Yeah, gaming. It's always been cool. It's always been cool to game. Too cool a game. Shout out to AP. Said Baron got to drive to be on the podcast because his fellow fake wrestlers at least know how to break character. He can't stop yelling, "Nigga, you have the kids console. Too many power drive."
Oh Lord! Next topic. I mean, it's like y'all repeat the same shit every goddamn comment.
No, hold on. I got a good topic for Baron.
Something original.
I got a good topic for Baron. AZ, how about that Shenmue 3?
What about it?
What about it?
Seen that shit? It's coming out in
August.
Don't talk
that shit, man.
That shit's looking spooky. No, that shit's looking spooky.
Don't talk that shit, bro.
No, I want you to put that on the screen. We're making fun of this Mortal Kombat.
No, Z, don't talk that shit, bro.
Hold up. Y'all was expecting Shenmue 3 to be good? I wasn't expecting nothing to come out of that. I was expecting it to come out anyway.
Not in graphics. When it comes to the graphics,
do you see that face animation?
Yeah, I've seen that shit.
I wasn't expecting good things out of that at all. So
I didn't expect the graphics especially to be like. At least it's better than Nintendo Switch.
Listen. To be fair, not to be fair. I mean,
nah, hold on. We praise these Sony exclusives. Is this one you're gonna praise?
No, because listen, Sony. Here's if you don't know, Shenmue has never been a profitable title. It kind of set the standard as far as open world and what gaming is today. Sega never really made any money off it. It has a cult following, and you should have knew what it was going to be when they were doing a what do you call it, Let's Fund Me or whatever the fuck the game.
Yeah, Sony didn't,
Sony didn't even back the game because again, it's never made money. You know what I mean? I think it was a failed opportunity to give us truly a true successor to Shenmue 2. Like this to me, I look at it nothing more than an indie game. You know what I mean? This is going to remind me of Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Bro, pull up that tweet I sent you. That's their advertisement for the game.
Oh, you just sent it to me?
Listen,
I sent it to you in your DM.
I know Neff's a bit younger, but I remember playing that game back in like '99 and stuff like that. And like I said, Yo Suzuki. Yeah, kiss my ass, Neff. But no, like Yo Suzuki had a plan for them games. They had like a 3-4 part plan for the games. But like I said, it was really expensive. It was like $70 million back then, and it didn't make fuck all.
Yeah, it looks bad. Here's the thing.
What the fuck is this? A PSP game?
Hey, but look, it's
come on, fucking Neff. Come on, don't start that shit, Neff. Come on.
Hey, look, it's nothing but
Kombat on the Switch. This is some bullshit right here.
You know what? I'll say this. It's if you never played. If you ever play a Yakuza game, that's basically the Shenmue is. But it does look anything up, bro. I can't even damage control. I'm focused
it's a Kickstarter. Z is a Kickstarter game. Come on.
This is a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah.
It's only time. It'll be time exclusive.
Nah, I don't want this dog. They can keep this shit right. Where's that, bro?
No, Z, come on.
I don't even know why y'all even worried about that game, honestly.
No, Baron, just kiss my ass. You can't even play Mario.
Because I mean, it's to me. I look at it as
not how it's supposed to look, man. That's low budget.
Hey, to me, I look at it as a missed opportunity.
Kickstarter game, Neff. It's a Kickstarter game. Come on.
I look at it as a missed opportunity.
Why are y'all worried about it? That's the point.
Listen, you're gonna play it for the.
The fate of that game is this game, bro. Like,
this game is only for the story. That's what's all about. Fuck the way it looks and that.
Wait, is this for the PS
story?
Yeah, this is the PS4.
Yeah, remember it's on the PS. Now I understand. It looks shit because it's on the PS4.
Oh shit! I know.
Sean, go to sleep.
Alex, you clean.
This is the next Sony exclusive after Days Gone.
No what?
You ain't shit after Days Gone.
Wait.
Listen. Who's ordered Days Gone?
Who's getting?
Everybody.
Who's got it pre-ordered?
Yeah, I already got it pre-ordered. Yeah.
I've got that shit. Have you got it?
Overdone say it sure is PlayStation exclusive when it's on Steam.
Oh, what? Detroit to be human also a multi-plat, or is it a console exclusive?
No, it's gonna come out on PC as well. Yeah.
But yeah,
it's gonna be coming to Xbox later down the line.
They can keep this shit here.
No, I just saw this shit today. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
And yeah, but no, it's a failed opportunity in my opinion.
Mass Effect Andromeda, my god.
Yeah, this shit looks.
Now, Z, this is what they should have done. Some of these guys are younger on the panel, yeah. Shenmue 1 and 2 was a remaster. They should have done a full remaster, like something like Resident Evil 2. They should have got the newer gamers.
No, you know why? Listen, here's the thing.
Sean.
It's Shenmue.
Shenmue is dog shit.
Get that.
No, is it Fox? Apex Legends dog shit. Kiss my ass.
It not last in today's climate.
Yeah, hold on, my man.
I'll agree with you, man.
My man, Chad Man 23. He said, "Oh, okay, I see." So Russell made Baron wear that purple and pink leotard. Yeah, man. I won't say.
Neff. On a serious note, Neff is for the story. Seriously. That's all it is.
We get it. We try to move on.
Did this shit way better.
No, Baron, you shut the fuck up.
Oh, shit.
Don't get mad at me. I might get the thing on my shit.
Here's the thing. Listen.
I'm calling it now. Baron gonna see one of y'all in real life and flex the hell out of one of y'all.
This is a true story. As soon as Baron found out that Octopath Traveler was going to the PC, he left the multiplayer podcast.
Oh my god, I have not said one word about Octopath Traveler on anything. Yo, she was bringing that up and I haven't said one word about it. I don't care.
Shut up.
Not important.
Shout out to Chad. He said, "Okay, I see. So wrestling made Baron wear the purple and pink leotard."
Hey, y'all, listen. Say ain't spending no money in this goddamn game. It never made money.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man.
We should know. Listen. We should know what it was. Listen.
Hold on. Because PlayStation Nation cried over this game when it was announced.
Hey, yo, you ain't lying.
They cried. They shed tears. So the music came on.
Hey, yo, bro. Hey, let me step back. Listen. Let me go back in the character or the true next. Everywhere I go, people ask me about Shenmue 3. We should know what it was when they drunk. I was like, who the fuck is this? Who asked you about what? When they drunk his drunk ass on stage, right? And we should know what it was then, man. I gotta say, same.
Z, click on that picture with the dude's face. Look at the facial animation.
Look, can we stop murdering Shenmue 3? Let's just throw it in the trash.
Hey, that looked like some PlayStation 3.
It's all about the story. Fuck that.
That look like it could be a meme. That look like it could be a meme.
Hey, yo.
Hey, remember seeing the reveal?
Hey, yo. Hey, look like they made.
Go back to that picture.
Hey, yo. What's that shit they look? They made this thing.
Go back to that picture.
Listen.
Hey, yo.
I don't want to hear shit about
Listen. Listen. Everybody, listen. This is a pre-alpha. It needs a patch.
Hey, yo. I ain't gonna lie. They make this game with Project Spark.
Can you pay the bill? I can't right now.
Yo, shout out to AP the shooter. He said, "Oh, look at that bitch! You gotta move that bitch!
That's motherfucking post."
Oh my god!
Like Baron said about what's it? MK. It needs a game one patch for the graphics.
Let me read it.
Oh god!
Just don't go back to that picture. You say Baron, the type to say that the first Tron movie from the 80s looks better than Endgame in 2019. Translation, Zelda looks better than The Last of Us 2. And shout out Chadman23. He said Baron is all good, homie. He said, Baron is all good, homie. All love, bro. Just messing with you. When you make it to WWE, shout me out, bro.
Now, listen, guys. I don't want none of you talking that shit. There's gonna be a day one push at bottom set for MK11. It's gonna be look good on day one.
Hey yo, they said my man still Baron shouldn't be talking too much shit about Shenmue 3 since it's the one few third-party games that can run on the Switch. God damn it.
The ones that are already on Switch, that was easy.
Yeah, man. Like I said, this is a failed opportunity. I ain't gonna lie, man.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah,
no one's promoting this shit for a reason. It comes out in August.
Look, PlayStation Nation don't even talk about this game no more. When this game was first announced, it was on the list of throwing in Xbox face.
Yeah, it
has been removed from the list.
Yeah.
Hey, post up.
It's for the diehard fans.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. You might die hard playing this motherfucker. This shit here look crazy. Die hard for real. We gotta call a spade a spade. This motherfucker right here, this shit other than the Masterpiece nigga.
Go back to that Facebook.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie.
Every time they make fun of Xbox graphics, pull up that picture.
Z, you're a singing guy. You're a singing guy like me.
Yeah, I know.
This is a promotional tweet. It's not even by someone.
I gotta get that picture. I'm gonna do a Kratos with that.
Hey yo,
shit, Force, come on.
Hey, yo, shout out to Overdone Me. So the last time I checked, the Xbox doesn't have a list. You ain't lying about that, but. Hey, Overdone.
This tweet is from Deep Silver themselves.
I ain't
going the Fame thing.
Hey, yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Hey, yo, says pre-alpha.
Yo, hey, Tragic. Hey, now, Tragic, you the man in that Mortal Kombat. I bow like gracefully, bro. You ain't about to see me beat the dog shit out of me. You dog walked me last time I went.
Hey, yo, did y'all notice that Sony kind of teased the God of War PS5?
No,
with that. All right, so now
who gives a damn?
Shut the fuck up. Watch your mouth.
Who gives a damn?
Well, hold on. Alex, before you answer that one thing, let me pay the bill real quick. You said your boy Chris said that Shenmue 3 look better than Seeing Thieves. Bro, I ain't gonna lie.
No.
I might have to get an answer to Seeing Thieves on this one.
Better, come on.
No, I gotta get an answer to Seeing Thieves on this one. But this motherfucker right here.
You can talk about Seeing Thieves all you want, but you can't say the
Hey,
game.
yo, this motherfucker look like a.
Seeing Thieves.
Yo, this motherfucker
look beautiful. Seeing Thieves look beautiful.
No, we ain't go that far. Hey, post.
It might be the most bare bones, boring ass game you'll ever fucking play in your life, but it ain't.
The game look beautiful though.
Hey, bro. Okay, well. Alright, but what's your?
It look like a Pixar joint.
Nigga.
Oh, hold up. Overdone Me said, just like the panel doesn't give a damn about the games you mentioned for the Nintendo Switch this year. Yeah, that list.
Hey, and guess what? Every game I named for Switch the last year, they didn't get for what the NPD say.
Hold on. We gotta get.
That's all I gotta say.
We gotta get Alex a chance to talk. He's no longer looking at a documentary. He actually.
All right, Alex. What happened with that? What happened with God of War?
Well, so there was that thing that came out earlier, Cory Barlog, whatever, showing off. I mean, how they went through the process of making God of War.
Yeah.
There was this cutscene at the end of that documentary. So that wasn't shown in
the game.
And they saying that
could be DLC. Like,
ain't no DLC.
DLC ain't no DLC. You fucking retard.
They said with no DLC.
Calm down.
What?
They talked about that a lot of content for the game.
Didn't he say sometime that God of War was gonna have some additional story or some shit?
No.
They had so much in it. They had so much, but they left it out.
Yeah, they went.
They went for the sequel.
Hey, hold on.
You know what, Alex?
You saw that?
Yeah,
that's all right. Post up. I replied to him.
Hold on. What's my man name?
I'm gonna grab this pic. Hold on.
Amuska. How you pronounce that? Amuska. Pronounce that. Amuskasa. So now pull up those new Mortal Kombat figures, even the alphas look busted. We talking about for the Switch? Yeah. You know what's crazy?
No, hold on. What's worse, the Switch version of Mortal Kombat or this shit? I'm gonna give it to this shit right here.
Worse than Mortal Kombat, bro. I don't know. That shit I seen last. Hey, bro, that shit I seen last night, bro.
Looks better.
Bro, look like I was. Hey, bro, the shit I seen last night, like was on the. Bro,
look at that dude's face.
Look like it was on the. That's how Mortal Kombat look on the Switch.
You a goddamn lie.
Ben, I'm bullshitting not. Hey, Ben, listen. What you're judging in the game, what you think looks good, is about a CGI. You know what I mean? It's not the actual game. I'm talking about
the what?
Oh my god, the actual gameplay on the Switch, Baron. What I looked
up. I got the fucking screens, bro.
That's not game. That's not in gameplay. That's a cutscene.
What? Oh my god.
What God?
I'm done.
It has nothing to do with God of War. It was cut.
I'm not arguing about it no more. In less than 48 hours, everything would be set straight.
Okay, but I guess
we can end the show, I think.
Okay, but go back to God of War. Not a thing I know, but I'm quite sure everybody here them beat God of War. But you know, at the end, you go back to your house and Thor shows up with the hammer. You know what I mean? I wonder where is it gonna take off from there? Because you know, at the start of God of War,
that's a few years. Z. That was a few years.
Yeah. It was a few years from them to go back from the mountain. And,
yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, it was a few years.
But the game ends like that, right? I wonder because you know God of War started off with a big boss battle at the beginning. You fought the guy, you know. I thought you'd be a boulder. I thought you'd be much bigger. I wonder if you're gonna fight or Thor at the beginning of the game, like little, and then fight him throughout the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wait. Here's a question. Hold on. Hey, the Ruham. He says, how do you send private messages on Switch? I get them on Twitch. Anybody know how to do that?
They gotta go to secret message. You can click on the name.
Is that supposed to be like a joke or something?
I gotta think. Hey, click on my name. Let me see. Click. Let me see my name.
It's talking about Twitch.
I'm about to message you right now. I see where it says whisper. I guess.
Right, Stuart Stokes with the 50 bits. Alex, they already addressed that. Supposed to be unlockable. See, God of War 3, but it didn't make it. It doesn't mean anything. But the next God of War is confirmed.
Whoever that is, that's one. Two, it's the next God of War. Even the graphics don't look like
Alex, who's a dumb bitch now?
Oh shit!
What? What you said, Sean? Ain't it like 4 in the morning over there? What you want?
Sean, you ain't ready.
Hey yo, hold up. Hey yo, they say Sean.
Sean's supercharged from the Shenmue shit.
Hey yo, hold up. Hey, the Ruham, hold on 1 second. Hey, Ruham, click on my name and then hit whisper, pause. And you can send me a private message.
Yo, Alex got real New York.
He's gonna send you a nude.
Hey,
damn.
He got real New York. He said, "What's your place, son?"
Hey, yo, we ain't hear from Sean since the last Expand Your Mind. You know, he been MIA. But that Prophet Muhammad conversation came up. He got low. He got low.
You're lucky. You're very lucky. It's late over here. That's what it is.
All right.
Hold on. This Shenmue shit is a console exclusive as of right now. So every time I see the State of K2 versus Days Gone comparison in their graphics, I'm gonna pull up this shit.
All right, hold on. That's fine. Pay the bills right quick. My man Stuart Stokes says, you see him, Alex? They already.
Yeah, I already did that one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. It said the Ruham, it would probably be easier on Twitter. Or just inbox me on Twitter. Either I'll leave the link to my Twitter. Either you can whisper or you can, I don't know, my man. They said my man Stuart Stokes a little old school. You know what I mean?
Yo, can y'all show the picture of Post Up looking real?
I used to have that shit saved on my old PC. I ain't got no more of that funny shit. Guys, this is my new Twitter. If you guys don't follow, I have my Twitter. That's my new Twitter. There, you can click on that link. Follow. You can follow everybody back. But
okay. Apparently, it's cut content has nothing to do with the next God of War. That's what they're saying.
Whatever the case, but they did. I think it was a missed opportunity because God of War. I would have bought some DLC, but they said no DLC. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But here's a question for the last one before we get off air. God of War 2. What's going to be? God of War 2, whatever it's going to be called. How long into the PlayStation 5 life cycle do you think we're going to get it? Year 2? I say 2021.
Year 2, 3 at the most.
I say 2021.
My bad, my shit got cut off.
2022.
I say 2021.
2022 much.
I say 2021.
What was the question?
How far into the PlayStation 5 life cycle do you think we're going to get the next God of War? I say 2021. The reason why I say that because
I would say that
they already have the assets. They can build on top of what they already have to make it prettier and shinier. You know what I mean? No, it's not going to be 3 to 4 years. They already said They already said the tournaments will be a lot quicker than that.
Yeah, it's about 2 years into the gen, like you said.
Yeah, they already have the assets there. You know what I mean? No, 2021.
It ain't just that. It's that they gonna have to basically put out shit.
Wait, hold on.
They ain't really got much
2021
shit, so
because that's basically a launch then.
But 2020,
yeah, it is kind of
because 2020 holidays when the system would come out.
I would say 2022.
It wouldn't shock me if it could make the launch window because I mean Sony doesn't have that many franchises.
Well, so then that wouldn't make no sense because then you're saying that Last of Us was gonna come out launch window, right? And then you said Ghost of Tsushima was gonna come out launch window. So Why would they release all those exclusive in one shot? That doesn't make
Why
sense.
would you not release those in the launch window? You want to sell your system,
Why would
don't
you blow your load so fast? That makes no sense.
Look, either you want to, with Google coming in and everybody else trying to come in and get a piece of this console pie.
Listen, Sony don't have to sell the system no more. It's already sold.
What the fuck are you talking about?
They
do have to
sold.
sell their system.
Bro, it's already sold.
Yes, they have to sell their system. Every generation, every company has to sell their system over again.
Already.
This is why you see some people go from the top all the way to the fucking bottom. You have to sell your console every generation. You don't have an automatic sold. That's just not existent. We've seen that in history. That doesn't exist. So if they want to get their console off the ground, especially when you got other competitors coming in, they better have at least 3 games in that launch window. The launch window is the day it comes out to 6 months after. That is the launch window.
Listen, man, it's already sold, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, you keep believing that.
PS5 gonna kill it, but
Shenmue, even it's already sold.
Everything with PlayStation, Baron. Oh, yo, matter of fact, what you do with your PlayStation, Baron?
Hold up, wait a minute. I just said for any system, that's always been the truth.
Your question.
They don't understand it, man. They don't understand it.
Post up, you don't know nothing about games. You don't play them, bro. Yo,
since that with PlayStation gamers, that since Sony did this good this generation, it's just gonna automatically carry over into the next generation. They don't have to do. They don't have to do no work.
You know why?
They don't have to do no work.
You know why? Let me give you some information, bro.
We've seen the same situation from the PS3.
Listen, you see what happened with the PS1 to the PS2, right? See how it grew?
You see what happened to the PS2 to the PS3, right?
Yep. Yep, exactly.
So what are you talking about?
Well, look at the price. These stupid asses. That's as stupid as fuck.
That ain't, oh my God.
The PS5 is gonna be fine.
You guys the main issue is you ain't have shit on it to play.
You guys are
PS5 is fine.
shit, bro.
Hold on.
PS5 is gonna be fine.
The same thing happened to the 360. 360 did so well. They thought it was.
They ended that generation horrible, bro. What are you talking about? It was connect everything with the 360.
That generation was not horrible. What is you talking
about? They ended it horrible.
The ending of that generation was terrible.
360 generation was not terrible.
To the end of it.
The ending of it.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Now we're trying to go back and say the 360 generation was horrible.
The ending.
You think it's just death? You deaf? The fuck?
The ending was horrible.
It was horrible.
Shit, bro.
It was horrible. All we had was Connect titles.
Oh my God, bro.
All we had was Connect. That's all we had.
They try to bring that shit over to the.
It wasn't horrible because I got the Connect and my
Oh
kids
shit!
played the hell out of that
Oh my
shit.
God! Cut his
What
goddamn
that got to
mic.
do with you though?
My kids, and I was playing bowling online with the Connect. Fire, nigga.
All right, hold
that
on.
bowling was fire online.
I'm out of here. This dude got brain damage.
Hold on,
serious.
Hold on,
I'm being serious.
Shout out
That
to
bowling was fire.
About that Connect.
Shout out to Still Stokes. I think at least we would get a God of War 5,
Haters.
a teaser trailer at the PS5 launch. Good thing. Yeah, I got your information, Ruham. Shout out to Overdumb's Mean. He said the PS4 is already 90+ million. Baron will deny it and give a poor answers to it as why. You ain't lying about that shit.
Nigga, y'all.
What's that got to do with what we talking about?
Nigga, you got a chick. You got a chick with you. You bring your chick over to the crib, and you want her to play something that she can easily get into. Nigga, that Connect was the go-to, nigga, and that shit was having fun, nigga, and you getting the pussy later.
Yeah, and then look what happened to Connect 2.0. How did that work out?
You know nothing because you don't get pussy.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen. Again, if you enjoyed today's
about the Connect, man.
Easter's podcast,
y'all sleep, nigga.
Yeah, we done turn this into a show and a half, man.
Nigga, I didn't bag.
Hey, listen, they gonna public service announcement too.
Z, before you finish,
go into it.
The PlayStation 5 is gonna be fine. It's gonna be the leading market console again. But fuck it.
I'm glad y'all believe that. This shit is hilarious.
Yo, Baron, in the fucking UK, nobody gives a fuck about exclusives.
I don't give a fuck about what you're saying.
I don't give a fuck about what you say.
Guess what? Out of all the people on this panel, the only guy shit that have came to fruition and actually happened was the shit that came out of my mouth.
Oh shit.
Don't need
So I
to
don't
come
give a
out
shit
of my
about what
shit.
you're saying.
And it came out of my mouth.
It's dog shit. Nothing else like the console.
98% of the shit I've said on this podcast has came true.
No. Bullshit.
So everything in your mouth, we don't give a shit about.
Hold up.
My shit came true too. My shit came true too.
Oh shit, hold up.
The only shit that come through is your hairline.
Oh shit! Oh, hold up, my man. Oh, we got to pay the bills right quick. Get up here. Hold up. We got here overdone memes. I think Post Up was mistaken getting pussy with being a pussy.
What the hell?
We got more.
Yo, that was out of left field.
Niggas sleep. Niggas sleep. So it's cool though. They bring a chick over and they throw on 2K or something complicated. I'm telling you.
Hold up. Still, it's Baron. Hold up, damn. The chat, man. I just like to show something in chat, man. No, that was it. That was it. I think I'll go to everybody. That's it.
Well, the last thing I want to say is how is it going to feel when Game of the Year for this year is going to be between a Nintendo game and a Microsoft game? How's that shit going to feel this year?
Gears of War 5?
What games coming out this year for Nintendo? Which one?
Definitely Gears of War 5.
Game of the Year.
Gears 5 coming out.
No, you don't tell me I'm an Xbox fan. Don't tell me shit. I'm asking Baron, what's the Game of the Year? Game would you say for Nintendo?
For Nintendo? It'll probably be Bayonetta 3 or it'll be Astro Chain.
Them two games, yeah. And for us, it'll be Gears.
It will definitely be Gears from Microsoft's side.
Yeah.
Unless they got another surprise game.
Stuart Stokes say no, the Switch will be outselling both consoles at the start of next gen. Yeah, he said not even going to try
that already.
He said not even going to try to damage control, but Baron is still a fuck nigga.
Overdone memes says Bayonetta 3 coming this year. What's the release date? I like to build. Yo, my man said Baron like the Bill Cosby men. That joke is crazy. Here's the thing. Like I said, Nintendo. I mean, if next generation is going to start 2020, what will Nintendo releasing their next console? What 2021?
Let me tell you something real quick.
Nintendo is in a good spot. It's because they're chosen their path, and Microsoft chose their path. And what I mean by path, I mean they chose the hybrid console. Microsoft is going toward the more streaming side. Now Sony has to decide which side they're going to go in.
Wait. This nigga don't. Oh my God, Baron. Like, you know what?
What? Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
When did Microsoft tell you that they were going straight to streaming? When?
He just said
they're basically already saying they're going to do that. They announced Project S Cloud. I mean, what else do you need?
They're doing a lot of streaming stuff.
They got Game Pass.
Add-on service. Why
did they tell you they was going all the way to streaming?
They're taking shots at Google. What else do you need to see?
No, he said they're going the streaming route. That is true.
That's part of the future for Microsoft.
I'm confused on what I'm not saying Microsoft already made it clear they're going to keep releasing a physical console, but they're going toward the streaming side. This ain't.
That's
true. Sony's going to do the same shit.
Yeah.
They about to have the exclusives for it. That's what I'm telling you, man.
All right.
Sony said they're going to do the same, but the PlayStation Nation.
No, Post Up, you're not allowed to talk. You start being more than
blind. They're blind to the fact. They're blind to the fact, and it's crazy because they went blind. Hold on, they went blind. They went deaf, dumb, and blind when this got tweeted out.
You know why?
Sony engineers are leading the way.
They're the pioneers.
Hold on.
Microsoft is irrelevant.
Yo, the PlayStation Nation. Hold on. PlayStation Nation went deaf, dumb, and blind when that tweet came out that Sony was leading the way and bringing console quality games to any device. It ain't true.
Lord.
It ain't true. They're not doing it. It's only Microsoft.
Okay.
Nothing here to see, folks. Watch the next gen.
Comment on that. I seen that tweet.
Let me finish what I was saying.
I still need to see
it. Talk real quick.
I know. But what Microsoft said, ain't nobody need to see it. We just knew it was going to happen.
You know what?
Let me finish what I was saying. Again, so Sony does have a path too. So I don't know what you're talking about, Baron.
Baron just hates Sony.
Hold up.
No, wait, hold up, wait. You must confuse on what I said, though. You must confuse on what I said. I said Sony has to choose which path they want to follow. Either they want to follow the hybrid path or they want to follow the streaming path.
Okay.
They gonna do the same thing. I'm telling you. I called this and everybody said I was lying. I was stupid and watch. Nintendo go do it too.
Not everybody.
I think Nintendo is comfortable.
Before we end the show,
Sony said the same thing.
Hey, yo, hold on.
PlayStation said the same thing about Sony.
Before we end the show, Z, can you show him that exclusive picture of Post when he ain't playing no games?
Wait, what picture that?
I just tagged you on Twitter.
Z just ordered Chinese food.
Hold on.
On the camera for a reason.
Hold on. Pay the bills.
This nigga
Baron, stop this hybrid shit. The Switch is a handheld. They pretty much left the home console market.
Oh, okay.
I got 2 more, Baron, and I'll let you go. AP the shooter with 50 bits. Post him. Gotta wait till E3 tatted on his inner thigh. Chadman 23 with 50 bits. GameStop magazine 3 years old. He likened what Sony gonna do in the future. Stop playing.
I want them to see this.
Hey, Peter Shooter, you got a tramp stamp on your lower back with a Yoshida pic talking about get down how you live. Fuck, nigga.
Show Post up right. Show Post.
Hey, put up that picture. Let's go.
All right. Window capture.
Y'all too much.
Window capture. Hold up. Window capture. See what Post talking about. Oh shit.
Y'all too much.
That's so crazy.
He disrespectful for tweeting that, and you disrespectful for putting it on the screen.
No.
Oh shit! What the fuck's that?
All right, but listen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for rocking out with me live again today, man. World War Z, I'll probably be on that later on. I'm sorry, my brother Nev can't play with us, man. Nothing.
xCloud.
Yeah, nothing purgatory, man. Shout out to each and everybody out here listen, like I said again, if you're not following me on Twitter, please do so. I'm gonna leave the link to my Twitter again. Again, just
what y'all about to play?
I wanted to play some what do you call it, World War Z. I ain't gonna lie, that's a sleeper hit right there, man.
What y'all playing it on? What y'all playing it on?
Hey, yo, my man Chadman said, Chadman 23 said, Post up got a Backstreet Boys poster on the back of his bedroom door. Yeah. So yeah, World War Z, that's definitely a sleeper hit, man. They ain't gonna lie.
It's dope, man. I told you.
Yeah,
damn, y'all know what? This is what we
y'all keep campaigning for garbage.
I'm gonna work with Z.
How's it garbage?
I'm gonna work with Z. We gonna come up with a. Yo, I'm gonna work with Z. This to the chat.
How y'all doing it again?
This is out to the chat.
What are you talking?
This is specifically for the chat. I'm gonna work with Z. We gonna come up with a roast show. I'm gonna bring people on from the chat, and I'm gonna yeet y'all ass. What y'all talking about? Y'all gonna stop that? I'm gonna, and whoever step up, don't be scared. Don't be scared of talking in the chat. You come on the show, and we gon' roast, and I'm gonna yeet y'all ass one at a time.
The only thing you're gonna be eating is wings.
Oh man,
y'all think I'm playing too?
Hey yo, why you hating, Barry? Cause
Chad, man, I want all the smoke. You could be the first one. Let's go. Then AP, then Heat. I'm telling you, we gonna come up with a roast show, and we gonna line them up, and I'm gonna hit y'all.
Post, they saying they post. You gotta clarify your voice. They saying you trying to eat niggas' asses. What are you doing?
Oh man, things on the left. Listen, thank you for rocking out with us live, man.
I said heat. I didn't say eat. I said heat.
Listen, I'll put the rest of it on the Patreon.
I said
I'll put the after party on the Patreon. They cut up here today.